And that, I press this. And then I tell you to go.
Hello, and welcome back again to another night of the Star Wars D&D. Last session, our curious gathering of diverse folks finally managed to escape Rorak 5. They started off with handling some prisoners and a command center, both at the same time on two different fronts. Down in the command center, they had a few of the folks removed from the general census of Rorak 5 via shotgun blasts, and then a couple of backstabbing betrayals from those who looked like guards. Or a dog. Higher up in the Rorak 5, we had Nima and T-Lock having a very bad day in a fight where T-Lock lost his double saber to a very large and imposing figure, and then fought a technically alive, but almost seemed like Force Ghost-like entity. Very narrowly escaping that and driving him away. They collected their prisoner and through combined efforts with those down below managed to cut a hole through the floors and escape back down towards the shuttle where they left. However, during all of this and before they could do, Tinu did cut a interesting deal with a one Kelly, older, for lack of better, basically cowboy-dressed fellow, who the group of Chani, Storsha, and Tinu met in the command center and had a fun little chat with. At some point in the future, Tinu will have to forego 4 hours of interference with the organization that Kelly worked for. But other than that, it was mostly uneventful. Everybody escaped in one piece, if very damaged, and with the target that everybody wanted to. So overall, around resounding success. You guys were just jettisoning out of Rorak 5. Halliday was on your ship with the request of, at one point, could you guys meet up with his ship and just let him transfer over? And that's where we'll pick up as you guys are jettisoning out of Rorak 5.
Johnny's probably busy making sure nobody's like following, checking the little space trek or whatever the fuck she piloting.
Make an investigation check.
Sure.
Packet's in part of this. You can get an advantage on this one.
Double sure. Blorp. Our blorp. That is a plus 9, so 24.
The only thing you see somewhat following you is once you ping it and you can check with Holiday, he'll point out that that's technically his ship too.
Okay.
But other than that, nobody seems to be distinctively following you, just a lot of them fleeing the area. And like you were hoping before, none of the station's anti-spacecraft weaponry seems to be going off.
I imagine people want to talk to people. I'm kind of busy. Bye.
Quite possibly. That's kind of open-ended for you guys.
I don't have nothing to say. I don't know.
You guys just got on. You guys had a bunch of interactions. You still have a dude that needs some medical assistance.
So, anybody here know what to do with fixing that guy up to get him to talk at all, right? Nobody? Cool.
Would anybody like to make any checks?
Yeah, make a medicine check to try to figure out what drug is coursing through him, affecting him.
You can make an idea. You can make a medicine check on what's happening. Do you have the tools to actually examine a drug in detail is the question.
Let's see. Do I have the tools for any of that? Probably not.
I think you were right on the kit you wanted. That would
I have
probably
biotech
needed.
implements.
Biotech is more towards the cybernetic attachments, correct?
Yep.
The prosthetics and the like.
We need to get you the meat stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that probably doesn't work here.
Then no, I do not.
I'll let you make a medicine check to see if you can get any extra information based off your last ones, though. Probably won't get like a drug or particular cure solution to it, though.
Out of 22.
With the 22, whatever it is, it's made him very unresponsive to the point of mimicking a coma. So whatever it is has put him in a deep, deep issue. He is very malnourished. He very much will need nutritions. He's suffering from a decent chunk of muscle atrophy. Tells you he must have been in there for quite some of time. And it's hard to say, but you did get a 22. There's a couple points where you're moving on where it feels like some of the bones were misaligned, healed misaligned.
You'll misaligned? Like they were broken and then...
Probably like they were
Probably.
broken and treated poorly or not at all.
Which bones are these?
There's a couple of them. Like both of his arms have some at different points. One of his legs does. You have a rib that's like slightly malformed. Nothing severe like a skull or vertebrae are damaged like that, but some of the other extremities like that are. He has a couple crooked fingers.
Some tortures. Mostly, I understand.
Either tortures or just really, really poor treatment. Slaves don't get treated well. Oh. Anything else?
Need to throw him somewhere where we can safely lock him up. No running around. Then again, I don't know where the hell he'd go on a ship, besides going somewhere to contact people who could hurt us more. Speaking of hurt.
22, good to know. It'll be quite some time before this gentleman wakes up on his own, most likely. Although, with the Force, you never know.
Is there any chance that your force things help with healing? In any what capacity?
Yes. That's not.
I
going
mean,
to work
passively accelerate your healing.
Hey, what do you mean accelerate healing?
See, well, probably obvious at this point, but he's probably not going to wake up by himself for a very long time. And I'm pretty sure they'll pass the time from when you need him.
I mean, there are ways to wake up people from said things. Curing the body of toxins. Him being able to do it on his own, unless he's had enhancements, I doubt it.
I didn't notice any enhancements like biotech or anything, did I?
No, not really.
Means our next goal should be clearing of them toxins, correct?
What else do you have? 22? Long-term drug, it is good to note that a long-term drug IV or something of the sorts, even if you filter the toxins, there's still enough damage to the system, it may not recover immediately.
You may have become
It's happened
dependent
before.
on drugs.
Drugs have, notably, anyone's used to try and force something into submission as perhaps a slave, have very terrible effects on the mind to the point of they either never recover fully from it mentally, even if they wake up, or sometimes it's just with severe trauma or the particularly strong-willed are just, okay, fine. It's really a crapshoot with that.
Stared off into space again. Man,
You're gonna need to re-say your sentence, James.
Yeah, you kind of went
Fine.
robot-y.
Oh, hold on. I saw the voice get terrible. It was close that. That's just gonna kill it. Okay, am I better now?
For now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tech Man, you kind of stared off again. What's going on? What are you thinking about?
I was just thinking, he's been under the state, for lack of a better term, for quite a while. His body has probably grown dependent on all the drugs that was coursing through him, which means we'll have to put more effort into alleviating him of this condition. That's all.
Well, there are force techniques that I have seen to clear the body of toxins.
It's more than just clearing it of toxins. Just clearing of the toxins may...
Mental things are whatever. If we take him to my home planet, he's going to have to worry about a hell of a lot more than just the trauma from getting beaten to death.
Then why are we taking him to your home planet?
To find out what we want to know. Is that not the goal, to find out what he knows so we can better deal with this organization? Or are you just going to pussy out and lock him up?
I mean, I thought we were going to go find out what he knows in a relatively safe environment.
Are you serious?
You do a lot of force things. I don't know how you do it. I don't know what all you can do. So
Don't
I
worry
assumed you
about it.
could just read his mind somehow. That is the thing that you can do, isn't it?
I don't do that.
T-Lock, you've done enough of it. It's theoretically possible, just not your branch.
It's probably possible. I don't mess with it. I like staying in my own head.
Things messing with people's head have been outlawed for some time now. For the most
And
part.
that's in your space.
It
We're in
applies
hut
to most
space
together.
now.
You'll be fine.
And we'll be traveling out of hut space, won't we?
Out of hut space, and if we go to my home, out of your space too, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it's still bordered out. It's still not the main republic does not have its feelers out there. It doesn't reach out there territory-wise. That's still Mandalore space.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure it's still a part of Mandalorian space.
Well, Mandalorians aren't too known for having the Force, so there shouldn't be too much of an issue there. But it's more of a moral thing on most sides of a lot of people find messing with other people's heads not a very nice thing to do.
Yeah, the Jedi that the Sentinels
Nodding along.
Yeah, but the Jedi that the Sentinels were created from were really known for that, from what I remember. Of books.
Correction. So the Sentinels were not created from the Jedi. They were created and countered to the Jedi.
No, I know.
Okay, I want to make sure. It's been a long while.
I know. I'm saying that intentionally. Thank you, though.
Yep.
Well, there's a reason the Jedi got in a big mess over it. Because that got out. And a lot of people didn't like it. You can see the effect it's had on them.
Yeah, they're almost dead. Good riddance. Anyway, if you want to know information, the best place to take him to is my home. You're not going to learn anything if you take him back to your place. Period. They're going to be too nice. They're going to lock him up. They're going to break in again, take him out, and, well, that's going to end up real fucking well for you, isn't it?
Do we even care about this guy, aside from getting the information?
He was important enough for one of the higher-ups of the entire organization to send us off on a mission to collect him, or eliminate him, probably.
Yes, but now that
I have
now that we actually have him here, can we run some kind of scan to see who he is?
I don't do tech things. Ask Chani. Ask the tech nerd that you have under your employ. I don't do that stuff.
I mean, we got a tech man right here that's been looking at him.
I was going to say, Nima, as you know, you have general access to the database for the Sentinels.
I do?
If you wanted to run a
Oh.
facial recognition scan. Well, yeah, you're part of the Sentinels.
I assume they didn't give me much access because of everything.
Well, you can't
So, yeah,
access like
run a
deeply
scan.
classified files from out here because you're not on one of the bases. But something like a facial recognition scan, you could probably run through and get some results.
But yeah, I'll run the scan since I can. Might as well.
All right. Well, because it is just a scan. It's not really an investigation check. It's just it's a wait for it to shuffle through its library of people, which may take some time after you set it up. There's a lot of people to go through. Are you just waiting, or are you guys doing anything in the meantime?
Johnny,
Isn't there?
where'd she go?
Out in the ship.
Is she?
I mean, the deck
comfortable
is
being
big enough for
asleep?
people to. Deck is big enough for people to gather up at the pilot area and talk.
I was assuming they weren't doing that, and we're probably near the med bay because, you know.
Hurt guy.
Art guy. I know. I'm throwing it out there
Okay.
for them in there if they want to shuffle along.
I'm gonna go find Johnny. While they're fucking around with the database stuff.
It'll be a minute, Nima. You can sentinel her if you'd like.
Probably should. How long is a
Yeah.
minute? Couple hours? Couple minutes? Couple days?
It's kind of a luck thing because there's a lot of faces.
Well, to put it simply, the population of Coruscant is somewhere in the trillions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just Coruscant
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, so it might be a minute. It might only be a couple minutes. It might be a couple hours. It might be a couple days.
But yeah, no, I'm just gonna go try to find Johnny. Where the
Alright,
fuck she is. I can see through walls. It's fine. I'll find her.
It's not hard. He just told you where. Chani's up in piloting.
Okay. Johnny.
Did anybody follow?
Nah.
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, that leaves Sorsha actually.
I'm assuming the source is in her room.
Okay.
She doesn't really care.
Kicking your feet on the big comfy bed.
The most
Just your
comfortable
feet.
bed in the
Just your
universe.
feet. Just your feet to land
Just
up
my
on it.
feet.
You're laying on the floor with the rest of you.
Hey, that can be pretty comfy sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Right, you're up there. There's a couple people up there assisting, like up there with you, Chani, assisting from the folk you kept off of
The forest planet.
the forest planet. I'm blanking on the name right now, but you have
I
a
don't
couple
think
of
we
out
ever
there
got a
helping
name.
you.
Insert
No,
Star
you
Warsy
did.
name here.
You did. Just don't remember immediately what it is.
It's fine. That was a long fucking time ago.
Ethor.
Ethor. Okay.
But that's the only people up there right now. It's good to know holidays in the med bay with you guys.
I did say Johnny's name as soon as I entered the room.
I know, but
Yep.
he was. Listen, there's finalization agents, okay?
That's fine.
Are we far enough away that China thinks she can probably walk away and we'll be okay? Or.
You got yourself set up and out. The only time you probably have to get back in is when you guys actually set up to do the. Well, actually, no. Probably the people up here, they've been flying with you for a bit, could do the transfer bit for whenever holiday goes over. But you can step away for a minute easily.
Okay, so we're not in potential danger zone, is what she thinks. Gotcha. Okay.
You're currently out in open space, away from a safe distance from most things.
Okay. Then
Far
she'll
enough out and hop into hyperspace and you're fucking good. Anyway, that's Star Wars stuff that I know, Gene. It's fucking
she'll
tea.
turn around and acknowledge presence.
Right, what are we doing with the guy?
Okay, broad picture. Stabilize him. See if we can get.
And he's as stabilized as he's gonna get until we can get him some nutrients and stuff like that. He's not waking up for a long time.
Did you want the broad picture? Did you want the specifications to every single step of it? Broad picture, stabilize them. Once that's done, see if they can be made to be in a more talkative physicality. See how agreeable they are, and then go from there.
From what the other tech nerd said, he's not waking up for a while. He's got some kind of toxin in his system.
Well, I don't exactly know what that'll do, so we should probably prioritize getting something to help get that out.
I mean, I know of a place.
Yeah, but you know of a place that's pretty far away. We need more immediate
It's as
solutions.
far away as Coruscant, probably.
No, but it's not as far away as insert spaceport that probably has some medical equipment.
Yeah. Maybe
There
not.
are
I
a
don't know.
lot. Depends on what direction you set off in, where's a decent one at. Or a decent one
Personally, I doubt he's going to be extremely talkative with us. Number one. Number two, taking him to the Sentinels is a bad idea.
As of right this moment, yes, because we have every reason to believe that they have a mole there.
Or more.
But we need to see exactly what this guy's about if we can, and then work off of that. So first step is stabilizing and getting him flushed out. I imagine Nima may know more. I'm really not one for the medical stuff.
He doesn't seem to have the right kit or something.
Well, tell him what we need and I'll see if I can find a place that I know will sell things.
Well, if it's anything like what my people use, probably need one of those bio kit things.
Just, if you're running Messenger, go get me the coordinates so I can go places, or directions.
Not running messengers, just got annoyed with the robot.
Okay.
Wanted to talk to de facto leader saying what the fuck you want to do.
Okay. So I guess I'll radio down and ask Nemo what he needs.
I mean, I'll do that.
Radio.
Go ahead.
Hey Nemo,
say
what
go
you
ahead.
need?
Analysis kit for biological beings.
Okay. That all?
That should be it, I think.
Okay.
I don't know what else I need. Oh, a nutrient drip. That would be helpful.
Just
It's
put
kind of
together.
extremely
You
malnourished.
have a basic one in the Medilab. In the infirmary, in the med bay.
Just put together a shopping list. I'll try to find a location that's sufficiently not about to see us and go murder them.
Thumbs up.
Probably have to get out of hut space for that.
Likely.
Do not.
Okay.
Are you wanted? In hot space now?
Loose
Yes.
terms, yes. Specific terms, unknown.
He has to ask. Oh, it's adorable.
Very in character.
It's very possible they want some sand people very dead. Let's get a move
And
on.
whatever the hell this is, I haven't taken up my fucking thing yet.
Nope. Guys just got out.
I'd assume they had plenty of opportunities to, see our faces. But I hope not. Hope disguises might have worked.
We shall see.
I'm gonna go start setting up that nutrient drip.
Gotcha, I'll try to
Do I
find a
have
place.
Nutrition? Probably shouldn't go to that one. I'm sending a private message to that one dude's home. Doesn't sound fun. Sounds
What
very
one
bad.
dude? Wait, what
I'm trying to
one
remember
dude?
his name. T-Lock.
Ah,
Yep, T-Locks. I'm just really bad with names and couldn't remember it for a minute.
it's okay. I just had to ask for clarification because that one dude is very vague.
Send back an okay, we'll feel out the situation.
Thumbs up. And get on with what I'm doing.
Alright, so. Down below in the Medibay. Back in the Medibay real quick. Holiday voice up of... Ah, fuck, I can't even get to the voice tonight.
Of note, he got done fucked up somehow, some way that we don't know about.
Yeah. He was, a little messed up. So, what are your two thoughts on, well, taking this boy to get, what I think our friend would call his comeuppance?
You're referring to an unconscious guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know which side he's on, what he's done. See what we can get on him first, then go from there.
Fair enough.
Possible, I would want to avoid torturing him anymore. It seems like he's already been through a lot, so it's unnecessary.
Yeah, torture is a messy business. Not a lot of people like to get into it. For
Well,
good reason.
if he is a Darksider, he may be accustomed to it, and this was just a different kind of way. They get a lot stronger when they use the negative emotions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the masters will torture the students just to kind of engrave that into them.
Has that been something popping up?
Uh,
Because you guys talked
I
about
will-
a lot more than just a couple people.
yeah, there's a lot of them. I was just referring to our experiences from the past, what we dealt with there.
Well, yeah, we dealt with a lot of them, but just keep in mind this is going very much different than what we dealt with.
Yeah, but I think some of the tenets of the dark side are still relatively the same in drawing
Okay.
power from all the negative emotions and whatnot. Maybe their method's different, but probably still works similar there.
At least some things. They did use some of those practices because they were mighty effective in what they needed. The other half, well,
So we'll see whatever the scan picks up on this guy if it does pick up anything.
still can't place that name.
What?
Bit odd for you.
You guys showed me a picture of a couple of them big old generals, as you called them. I still can't place the name for that gray fellow. H's. I've seen him before.
That's rather odd for you, though.
I know, we got pretty good memory in general for what we have, because, well, databanks. But every time I go to reach for it, it just kind of slips through.
Well, you do have the weird force war type deal thing going on there.
Yeah, that might mess with me some, but... Well, you'd think if I ran into him, most of you guys would have had a chance to run into him.
Well, maybe someone's messed with some of your data banks.
Well, I'd like to say it wouldn't happen, but there's been a couple moments over the years.
Be kind of hard to track down every single person who's worked on you, wouldn't it?
That worked on me, got me in one of my less than aware moments, a couple highly damaged moments.
Is it when you just think of him that you're trying to go blank? Or is it when you try to think of him it just goes blank?
It doesn't go blank, I can think of him just fine. He looks familiar, I recognize the face. But every time I try to connect a name or a place or a job or vocation, for lack of a better term, it just slips through like grabbing sand or water.
Yeah. Yep. It sounds like Space Wizards stuff.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Wonder if Sorsha or T-Lock could help you.
Well, I feel like anybody wanting to help me better have a good grasp in both topics here. I don't know if they got too much of a grasp in both topics.
Sorsha and China together.
Maybe. Do need to stop
Then
by
again-
and talk to Sorcerer for a minute before I head out, though.
Then again, I don't think you'll be here long enough for a full operational reboot there.
Well, I doubt it. If it goes all to I want to be off, I'll be off in a few hours once we get some stuff confirmed and swept out or whatever you guys are doing. Probably within an hour or so.
Yeah, your partner should be somewhere nearby.
Hopefully.
Have to confirm with Chani or Packet on that one. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
Packet. His buddy's nearby us. Relatively.
I'm trying to think of how Packet would be able to communicate. There's probably a general, like,
There's a PA system.
excuse me, PA system. Yeah, but Packet doesn't really talk.
No, but Packet can always send a text.
This is true. Thank you. You will get a pop-up. I was thinking of a general, like, hologram. I'm blanking on terms. It's been a bit. You'll get a text in yours. This is basically a thumbs up.
Well, Packet says your partners are pretty nearby, so.
Well, that makes it easier. I'm gonna make a round before I head out, but keep in mind what I said about those choices, Billy. They come back on you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
Well, you keep thinking.
I don't think I'll get there till I get there, though.
That's probably the best way to go about it. But that time will come. And you there, little fella? Well, hope you guys have some good luck on your journeys. If you ever need help, you can send out something for both of you. You can send out something if I'm in the general area. I can maybe swing by, but something tells me we ain't gonna be up and close too often.
Sounds very unlikely, especially if you work out this area here.
Well,
Yep.
if you go over to that fellow's planet, be real careful.
Yeah,
really?
I've looked at some of the old records, but I don't know how that's changed in times past. Probably not much.
I don't know. Might be fine, might be okay. Just be careful. And on that note, good day. And he'll walk out.
Give him a wave.
Sorsha,
Mm-hmm.
you've been on the ship a little while before you say your door. You hear a boom, boom, boom.
Come in.
Slides open. Standing at the door is Holiday. Well, hello.
Hello, cowboy robot.
Outfit worthy of one of your disguises, it seems like, though this is my normal attire. I know you don't have a lot of reason to go on random droid's word, but stopping through, just you seem like a bit new to the more esoteric parts of our universe. Be careful where you're going. You especially.
What do you mean?
Well, you got something what sounds like rare and valuable. And they aren't known for letting rare and valuable go.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, your friend there wants to go back to his home planet. And I might be an old droid stuck in his ways. It was pretty different from it might be pretty different when I was there, but not there, but when I was actually active and paying attention, but they had a tendency to get what they wanted. Willing or no on the other person's parts.
Hmm.
So I figured with something like you, they might take an interest in, and well, if that call was anything to say, they already have taken interest, so just be careful. Watch yourself. Watch them, especially. And well, keep this your group close. I feel like they might gather up around you pretty effectively. And well, you need assistance on any of this force stuff. Well, he's gonna give you. You can always give me a ring. I can sometimes answer, sometimes can't. And I may not be the biggest help, but I bet that I have a lot more down to earth reaction than a lot of people who've been doing it for a while.
I'll keep that in mind.
You do so. Good luck,
Thank you.
and you'll head out.
I was on my way back to the med bay.
Okay. You'll probably actually pass Holiday on the way back. He's heading out towards the front. It looks like he'll just give a tip and say, "Hello,
What's up?
you doing all right there? You look pretty beat up."
I am still at 1 HP.
Did
I
he?
know.
Did he? Did he?
I'd give you a pick me up, but I kind of ran out helping everybody get in there.
I'm out myself. I'm fine now. I'll rest it off in a little bit. Well,
That's good to
co-
hear. Nothing permanent.
After copious amounts of drugs and rest, I should be fine.
So you know, I have to have a chipper attitude of how to handle it.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I must be on my way. I probably should be getting off and onto my ship soon, and need to talk to your pilots up there for that one.
A holiday, just before you leave.
Here.
You're
Nope.
not aligned with the Sentinels too much, are you?
Well, that's a difficult question because I believe as a whole they're trying to do right. And I believe a lot of them want to do right, and those ones I don't have any problem with lining near really with. But there's some rotten eggs in there. Or at least there
There's
were when I was there and things were a lot more rushed.
There are always rotten eggs in every batch. I can attest to that.
Yeah, it's nature.
But
There's enough of them, and I had enough issues with some that had enough power. I had to leave.
good intentions aside, as a whole, the organization itself, what are your thoughts now, not what it was?
What I've ran into now, I'd say most of them are well-meaning, decent folk. Some are in it for because it's all they had options for, they thought, but those ones tend to follow along the rules well enough they're helping too.
Do you know much of Cecil?
Anything? Oh, the head guy?
Yeah.
A little bit. Haven't
I have-
interacted with him personally because, well, all said
Understandable.
and done, I'm still legal.
Understandable.
But I've heard he's pushed some good stuff through.
Yeah. Well,
They were sitting on their ass there for a while, and they still kind of are, but he's got them half out of the seat.
well, as you said, when it's all said and done, my main goal coming out here was to get an alliance with them. Ugh.
And I wish you luck. I wouldn't wish that kind of harassment on anybody. Such a bad time.
It wouldn't be so bad if we could get every clan to group together and fight together.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but yours in particular clashes a lot with the majority in
Some of
goals and codes.
Some of us go batshit crazy. That's because
I'm not talking
wrong
about the
things.
Roman ones. I'm talking about the more collected group. It's still, even if similar goals sometimes, have a lot of head-to-heads.
I have to admit we like fighting probably a little bit too much, but we have good intentions. We are what would be considered protectors / knights of the sisters, so it's a given that
Yeah.
we're going to want to fight a lot.
Mhm.
Mostly
And
fighting
I don't
amongst
begrudge,
ourselves.
and I won't begrudge fighting. Just, well, you can't deny that with your means versus most of the clan's means, yours are a little harsher and don't mesh as well.
It's pretty much why the matriarch separated me from my brothers. I was able to go, hey, I have a force power. You don't. I win. Go away.
You were useful, and it
Yes.
gets you higher.
Yes.
I'm
I think the last...
referring to the others besides the Night Sister clans here when I say your means clash.
Well, there's one that's really bad, and only one, and we don't talk to them, and we don't talk about them. The Night Brothers which is what I'm a part of, is
They're a subsect of the sisters in this
Yeah.
case.
well, they're also on their own. They serve, but they do their own thing, kind of ish. Now I think I don't really know. I don't pay attention to politics. I get told to. I'm a gun. You point me in a direction, I go.
That's a
For
lot
lack
of the
a
group,
better
I bet.
term. Yeah, when the matriarch says go, no one questions it. Then again, if you question it, you get eaten. So, well, eaten's a strong term. You get slapped around a little bit.
Yeah.
If you really do anything not tyrannical, that's the wrong word. Treasonous. It's punishable by death, but people are what's that word? It's amenable, agreeable, amicable. That's the word. Stupid brain. People are amicable. You can talk your way out of most things if you're a part of the clan, or you have someone vouching for you that's a part of the clan, as far as I am aware.
I'm gonna give you a bit of advice. Are you attached to your brothers or your matriarch more?
My matriarch, by far.
I'll leave it at that then.
My brothers
If you
are
wish to
warring
see
and-
something interesting, take the time to watch how they interact with your brothers more than they interact with you.
They treat them as slaves. Absolutely.
You're useful.
They're
They
not.
can't handle you the same way.
Exactly.
Oh,
No.
they're useful, just in a different way to them. Keep that in mind.
Most of the time, they're useful for mates, and that's about it. You're right. I know. It's
Indeed.
harsh. It's what we have to. It's what we have to do on that planet. You can't really grow food there.
Not in
Much.
your regions, but... Well, I think you've gotten a good bit of it. I probably should be heading out unless you have pressing matters.
I only wanted your opinions on Cecil and the organization currently as a whole.
Cecil's pushing it in a good direction. The organization's somewhat trying, but peace times.
Yeah. That's what's got me.
Get him a
iffy.
boot in the ass. I think it'll be a lot better.
And you think Cecil's the one to do it?
He's trying. He needs a bigger
Okay.
boot.
I think he's trying to put on a bigger boot right now. Dealing what he's got to deal with, so fair
I
enough.
don't know. I'm a bit out of touch, but I wish you guys the best of luck with this group coming after y'all.
And I
Tips
wish you
his
the
hat.
best of luck with what you're trying to do.
Thank you. Tips his hat.
Slight
He's
head
on his
nod.
way.
And I'll just go back into the med bay.
Okay. Johnny, he's just gonna come up to you, and unless you have something for him, I guess it's a request to just whenever you think we can. I wouldn't mind jumping back onto mine. It's been mighty nice running with you folks, but I have a couple things I should probably start attending to.
Okay, that fair and makes sense. Obligatory, what happened to your shoulder?
Big, angry, muscular, kind of glossy skinned or chitinous guy took offense to me. And then
Alright.
tried to take part of my shoulder and most of my arm, but he only got part of my shoulder.
Oops.
Alright.
It was unpleasant. I was not expecting it.
Johnny's
Not
trying
many
to think
people
of
sneak
known
up on me.
bug people.
Yeah. So not many people sneak up on me anymore since any things on his chest, but he slipped right on up and ripped part of my shoulder out.
Alright, do you need some repairing?
Ah, we got materials on the ship. I can handle that. You guys seem like you got your hands full. Is
Okay. I'll send some things over and we'll get you docked and over there.
sounds good to me. He's gonna turn around. And he's like, "Where do you think I should go on this ship for the docking and adjusting here?"
For the actual, what exactly is the question, Matt?
Where should he? He's basically asking the general, like, where are you guys gonna link up with the ship, so he knows where he should be to walk through.
Okay. We know that the ship has what equates to areas that it can utilize as a port,
Yes, you can. Yeah.
so probably there.
I was just say it was just you can direct. You know what he's referring to. You can
Yeah,
direct him
okay.
to a point where they can lock up for a second.
You never know with some space things, okay? Sometimes it's easy,
I know.
sometimes it's real hard.
It really does go back and forth a lot. But, unless you have any questions left for him, or anybody wants to try and waylay him last second.
Directions given.
Hey, you laugh, but it's happened a lot before.
He hasn't had time to heal, now's your chance. He's got a bum arm.
Test to
He's,
see if my communicator works for him.
Yeah, you ping it up, he'll be like, yep.
Just check.
Send it
Just
on
checking
through.
if it works.
That it does.
Well, I don't plan on changing my identification for calling anytime soon. So
Good to know.
you'll probably know if I'm in the area before I know you're in the area. So holler if you need me.
Will do, and you're very noticeable. And unless you guys fanfare, he will be off and on his way quickly enough. Which leaves me with the question of, where are you guys going?
That list.
Insert nearest place for them to get the medical stuff.
Yes.
That's not in hut space.
Also, yes.
Alright. Well, that is a very general term. Do you have a rough direction you want to be in to save some time somewhere?
Actually,
Is it-
Johnny wants to randomize it as much as possible just in case. Just for the opening here while we're trying to figure out exactly what we're doing.
Okay, I have a couple ones somewhat set up in my head from before. While I'm ahead of my paper from before, I will just roll a die then. Does that sound good?
Ah, no problem with that.
Alright. Hold on, let me bring that up. Are you okay if it takes you out of the way of one or the other for a little bit?
Yes. Well, define a little bit.
Well, first of all, the part is you're going back out of hut space and at least somewhat into
Yeah.
Republic space, which means you're going a decent chunk out of the way. Like if you went straight to Dathomir, for example.
Well, I just meant, like, what's the time? If it's too
Time
big.
frame, it won't be a huge one, most likely, because I picked a number of them since the consensus was the main goals were either Dathomir or Coruscant.
Then
I
we should
picked
be
a couple
fine.
of middling things.
If it's not like, this is 7 years out of the way. Alright.
No. Like, I think at most, with the way I'm rounding time, it'll be like a week or two out of the way.
That doesn't
At
matter.
most.
So long as
Hell,
they
I-
don't go into critical
Alright,
condition between now and then.
That's
Hell,
the one I had least prepared for, of course. You're going to Duros, it seems like.
I think like the furthest most eastern point to the westernmost eastern point of the or westernmost point of the galaxy takes like a year and a half to traverse anyway.
Yeah.
Max.
I am magnetically
But,
pulled to the
I
least
rolled randomly.
convenient locations.
Yeah, I know,
If you
right?
did that, you're heading to Duros if you go with the random one. The dice hate me.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
Duro.
standard.
Duros is the race. Duro is the planet.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're fine.
Pulling up some stuff on Duro. Duro
Two
would be
things.
decent. You know, it's a rather reputable, like a decent bit of trade. It has a number of shipyards, a number of other things like that.
Okay. So we may be there for a minute, depending on what they actually have.
Well, with the size of it, it does have a lot of things, like a lot of different. Like they even have it to the point where a certain shipyard specializes in certain things
Okay.
or particular kinds of ships. So they have a lot of variety and options there. It's a large trading area.
Alrighty.
I think getting to Duro would be about a week and a half. About a week, I'll say. Because it took a little over that to get from Coruscant, and it's near the main stuff. Yeah, we'll go with a week to get to Duro. Barring any inconsistencies.
Okay.
Right, yeah. You get it lined up, you get it set up, packet confirms, the people there confirm. You head to your nearest hyperspace jump and go. You guys have some downtime now. What would you like to do?
Just until I can get the materials and whatever I need to make the double saber again, I'm going to put the Kunda crystal in one of my extra Shoto sabers and the other necrotic crystal in the one of the Shoto sabers I float around. The other Shoto saber I float around.
Just make a general artificer's kit check for this.
Okay.
It's not a hard DC. It's just whether you're tinkering something still a little bit.
Yeah. I forgot to pull up my dice roller. Hold on.
Okay, that is what mad science needs done in a week.
That science can I do in a week?
Depends on the project.
First of all, if I'm modifying the modifications I have on my weapons.
That'll literally take one of your just at the end of one of your long rests, I believe, with the way your engineer set up.
Yep.
Which means it just happened.
Seems it just happens.
Yep.
24.
Oh, easily.
Yay. And I'm spending pretty much all of my time. I don't even go back to my room. I stay in the med bay for the most part.
Okay.
I don't know what this dude is. I don't know what he's capable of. I don't want him to wake up suddenly and have his way with everything.
Keeping vigil.
I have full health now and full fucking yay. This one also has...
So, anything else, Thaddeus?
There's something I want to make. I just haven't talked to you about it before now.
You
Excellent.
can proposition it.
You know about the tranquilizer rifle?
A little bit. It's basically a rifled dart gun.
Essentially, I want to make something similar to that. Instead of having one barrel, I want two barrels that uses two different, poison chambers. But I don't want to make it from scratch, so I was just going to wait till we found something. So I
Okay.
can buy one.
And you can shelve that for now.
Yeah.
But what you're
Yeah.
asking for wouldn't be terribly difficult. Just might be a bit bulkier of a gun.
And for now, I have no other projects, so I'm just open to suggestions. If someone wants me to make something.
Matt, have you talked with Medina?
I haven't gotten an answer on that yet.
Alright. Do the safe thing. We're fine with like our basic manufacturing thing at the moment, right? For like making some things relatively easily.
Some things you guys are pushing the limits, or
Yeah.
what you guys have been more recent projects have been pushing the limits of what the basic foundry will do.
Okay.
I know technically there's only one set of tools, but you also only have so much you can do with a limited basic kit.
Tenu doesn't really have like a secondary. He uses his rifle a lot, but the
Well, he
mid-range
had a
stuff
maul.
and mid-range and just like anything the rifle may be a bit inconvenient in. Realistically, he needs two pistols. So, is it beyond our capability to begin the manufacture process of two little bolt pistols similar to what Johnny and Sorsha have?
Blaster ones or harpoon ones?
Preferably kinetic rounds.
Kinetic sled thrower pistol should be within reason, but you can also just purchase them easily at a locale like where you're going.
Yeah. So in other words, nothing worth worrying about.
It'd probably take more time than money spent.
Alright.
Especially because you're making it from scratch. Oh yeah, I need to roll a random die.
Space
The
whales.
first... I forgot. The first, time he was going to go to rest, he would have taken off the disco nonsense and given it back to, Sorsha.
Okay.
Sorsha won't accept it.
What?
She will not accept it.
And
It's
why
yours
not?
now.
This is your gear. Why am I keeping it?
It's yours.
Why?
Because
It's
it's yours.
it's useless to me now.
It was made for you.
Can't you repurpose the items?
No.
Right. Cool. It just goes in a drawer in the fucking bedroom then.
You have no idea how long it took her to crimp all that hair.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We don't talk about that.
The next time someone needs some bandages, they're just gonna pull out an afro.
Yeah, that's one hell of an afro. It hid that visor.
It hit everything about my fucking face down here. From the nose up, you said.
Yeah, basically.
So,
It was like every anime or cartoon where the afro just goes down so low that you can't, or the hair goes down so low you can't see half their face.
yeah. If she doesn't take it, I'm just gonna put it in a fucking drawer or something in my quarters. If I even have any, I don't even know.
You know, I don't believe you've ever actually chosen quarters. You just kind of were in the dojo the whole of traveling usually.
And I will find an empty fucking drawer in the dojo and just shove the shit in there.
The world's
Like an empty
hairiest backup
footlocker.
pillow.
Yeah, there's like a footlocker, a set of footlockers for stuff there. You can put it in one of them.
Going for it. During the week after I fucked around with my weapons, I want to, like, throughout the entire week when I'm awake, I want to try and bridge a connection between the coma guy and me. Like I was doing finding him before.
Do you have any of the powers that allow connection between the minds?
I have one.
My mind here.
Two, maybe? I have Mind Trick, Coerce Mind, and Hallucination fucks with the mind, but that won't work. Force Confusion also
Say
fucks
these
with the mind.
sound more like mental influences than connectivity, is what I'm hearing.
I have
Because there are
Force-
particular powers for connecting versus
yeah,
influence.
I have Force Whisper, which allows me to connect to the mind and talk to people, but that's about it.
Force Whisper, you're welcome to try.
That could bear fruit.
Yeah, you're welcome to try.
Sure, I'll try. Is anyone?
You've never tried it with a comatose victim, but you're not sure what you'll get. Is
No,
there
really.
anybody there? How far along would you be, and would anybody be in the med bay normally?
What do you mean? How far along would I be?
In the week.
Just throughout the entire week. Like the first day, I probably need to take and
Sporadically.
Well, I'm spending all of my time in the med bay.
Okay. Is anybody else going to be in the med bay? Because there might just be a random chance you're there during something.
If I need to change out his nutrient packs, I would be in there.
You'd have to every now or then, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be with Nima. So if Nima's up there for your random roll, put me with him. But
Okay.
just help Nima with him.
Make a. I'm gonna say for connecting to a mind, I'm gonna have this one be in particular a wisdom check with the force message being allowing this to start.
Fine, it's the same number. So dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right.
I rolled 15
So
twice.
you're gonna be there for a week. Roll me a second one to see how this progresses. I want to see like I'm gonna build a narration for the week slightly.
18 total on that one.
18 total on that one. Okay. You start poking and prodding later on that first day. The first day or two, I'm gonna say, won't really bear any fruit. It seems like the mind retreated from the body almost, from outside sources and influences to protect itself from the stimuli.
Yes.
So you're kind of poking and prodding and trying to drag him back.
Hey, the wall. It doesn't need to be up anymore. It's okay. Everything's fine.
Which is very difficult considering intentions. That's
Yeah,
making part of this difficult.
Of course.
I will say, the second day of travel, towards the end of it, Nemo, you'll get your alert. The database finally turned up something.
Cool.
If you wish to head down and check that.
I would. I would
Going in,
call whoever wanted the database, whoever wanted his face, know his name.
That
I
was
would call
Billy.
them down with me.
you could put a general like out to the group if you wanted, like, hey, we found something on him, supposedly.
Yep.
Heading down. Let's just say back to the med bay. That's where you started it. That's where he is. It might help out some. So, pulling it up, you find, looking through, this does pop up in the Republic's database. This pops up specifically in the Sentinel's database. The man's name is Mir Tunzen. He definitely has a record with the Sentinels. Currently had several warrants out for arrest, effectively. His record is not inconsiderable. It's not the worst you've seen, but it's got some pretty big items on it. There's a lot of minor cases of assault, battery, theft, burglary. And then you notice it starts building up suddenly from that to things like theft, burglary, assault, battery with force powers or with the assistance of force persuasion. You notice things going up. Nothing mind tricks with the force, by the way. Mostly just physical assaults. And then it builds up to eventually where it's just straight out is wanted for several murders, including some rather high-profile ones in criminal underworlds with what the database shows you. Before about 4 years ago, he just off of the general record.
Can we get a time period of when the actual spike to murder?
The actual spike to murder?
Yeah.
This man's about 34 years old, if the records are correct. And it would probably be about the mid-20s was where he spiked to murder. That's when actual things of wanted for murders of this, wanted for the assassination of X started popping up.
Hey, Packet, can you run some checks through the history books of any notable events going on around that time?
Any notable events going on around what time?
The time that you just listed for when that
When he
spike.
started, or
Yeah,
just when he
when
started,
the,
or started for?
when it,
I'm gonna try to get a time frame.
when it switched from the minor stuff to murder time.
Maybe something like a sparking event is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you look
It
through
all-
some stuff from around the time and a bit before?
Just I would say this. It also seemed like he was not doing a lot of the force attacking things either.
The force assault for this concept that's I think started bubbling up around 17 and 18, but it was assault and battery, not murder.
Yeah, but it wasn't like he had assault and batteries before that weren't with the force.
Yeah, before that it didn't seem mostly with force. It just seemed like regular, what a teen thug might get into.
Yeah.
What race is this guy again?
Human.
Almador.
Human. Okay, good.
Didn't list any known aliases or association with gangs and groups as such.
Any association with gangs, groups? He
The banging.
didn't have many. He was kind of more open out, it seemed like, on the run a lot. He had a couple tie-ins with business, more it seemed like, but nothing that he would be considered part of. They never caught him as listed as an affiliate of this or that. Besides maybe what you consider a neutral mercenary is affiliated with a group.
Yes, I understand.
not much, not anything notable. Like they said, there was one when he was younger. Obviously, he got picked up for something, but it was a no-name gang that died out very quickly afterwards. He seemed like somebody who tried to run pretty like neutral and on his own.
Hired gun.
Yeah, he was very much a gun for hire or a thug for hire.
Oops.
Thank you, Packet.
Well, Packet has to take some time to run through history events. There's a lot of history events.
Just saying that for what you have provided.
Oh, okay. I thought you were meaning for the. No, he's still doing the search for your particular events happening around that time.
No, that's just the thank for what we have so far.
Okay.
Well,
Pepper.
yeah. Packet didn't do that. That was Nima.
That was
You missed it
live.
up through the database. Anything else you were asking about for that? Or with him?
You go by any other name besides his own, obviously.
Besides
Yeah,
his
yeah.
own,
Any aliases?
That's what I said earlier.
Mir Tunzen does seem to be the alias. That was like what seems to be what he adopted later on in life, and it's pretty consistently what what was his calling card or used name. Antho with no extra or other was what he was originally. The first time he really showed up in the system, he was already on the street, so that was all they really got from him as his name.
I'm just waiting to see if they're gonna catch me doing something in the fucking medical bay
Oh, you're absolutely doing something in the medical bay right now.
all the time. It's fucking Force Whispers a cantrip. I could do that shit all the time, just constantly.
I know.
Does any of this information help you at all? You need his name, T-Lop?
Do I need his name? What? Sorry.
T-Lock, you did.
Phasing
I
out.
was going to say, you probably didn't hear most of that, but the name jerks you to more awareness.
What? What's up?
Well, this guy, he's got positive ID on him. Did you not hear the information I just read out?
Kinda doing something else. What's up?
So
I mean, I can tell you
want
what
to
I'm
try
doing.
to pronounce his name. So I'm just going to tell him the name.
Mir Tunzen?
Antony and
Antho?
And yeah,
Antho was his original one. The adopted name later on was Mir
Antho.
Tunzen.
I'm
Near.
telling those both names.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're telling me this? Why? What? What is going
I-
on?
Don't know. I thought it might help you get through to him, because you
How do
did
you
tell
know?
me you had mind magics or something. So I assume that's what you're doing, and not filling him with poison.
Maybe.
Maybe you're filling him with poison. Maybe you're doing mind stuff. Maybe.
Maybe.
What?
Maybe. I mean, if you really want to know, ask and I'll tell you. Otherwise, maybe.
So, I'm curious. I want to know, but I also don't want to know.
Ask. Some kind of glass is being asked for.
You do?
I know. I'm
So,
waiting.
what are you up to besides staring at a comatose patient,
I'm going
Murderer.
to.
assassin?
I'm going to enter your head and say, "Well, I'm doing this," or attempting to at least, without actually moving my mouth.
So, exactly what I thought you were doing.
Well, it's using my mouth now. It's more trying to talk to someone out loud who is unconscious is futile. Trying to talk to someone directly into their head may give results. Figured I'd test it for the week. I got nothing better to do.
Try calling him by his name. People tend to react to that, even in their sleep.
What the fuck was his name again?
Anto?
Katmir, Tunzen, and Anzo. One of
Near
those two.
Antho.
Tunson? I'm not worried about Antho.
That's his real name.
Yeah, but
it's an alias.
if he purposely changed it and wants to go by it, if you call him that name, he'll probably react negatively and will shut himself off even more.
Unless he changed it to hide his identity, then only the people who actually know him would call him by the first name.
Doubt it.
I mean, he did become a hired gun, an assassin for the better part.
Wonder if he knows who
I
he even
don't believe
is.
you should give a real name during that type of business.
And if his criminal if his criminal record has anything to say about it, probably. Just from what I'm hearing about what he's saying. And I'm gonna use one, and if it doesn't work, might use the other. I'm gonna start trying to use his name to get in contact with him, the alias, not the actual name.
Okay.
Because James can't pronounce that shit either.
You guys any more last bit on this, or shall we continue on along with the timeline some here?
I'm good.
I mean,
You guys say this will always be there to just like, since you already have it, the file's marked, you can pull it back up later if you need to again. Alright, Packet's going to be compiling a list of events that I assume you mean pertain to this guy in particular, or potentially pertain to him, not completely out of the way impossible ones.
That or any big force events of note.
Alright. Any big force events of note in that time frame, or is there a looser time frame on that? I have to ask because that's somewhat important.
That time frame, give that like
Okay.
a reasonable span before it.
Alright.
Kind of pretty much just a few months to a year, maybe, like around where the murder
Escalated.
before the murder start.
Okay. Day 3 comes along. T-Lock, you start getting a sense from it. You're not getting words per se.
Okay.
You're getting impressions of emotions, which a bit of anger,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of panic,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of fear.
Working on the fear first, trying to calm him down.
Yeah, all right. Into day 3, into day 4, you haven't successfully calmed it down so much as you get it down to the fear. Like, you've had it before. It's the same kind of fear that reminds you back when you were on Dathomir on one of your survival exercises, which was basically they booted you off a cliff in an area and said good luck and made you make your way back. You remember being chased down by one of the larger carnivorous beasts and desperately hiding in different points because it was very much out of your weight class at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that constant feeling of something lurking, ever present, very predatory, very much above you.
Yeah.
And then like the hackles on your neck rose. That's the kind of fear you're getting from him. Something much deadlier, much deadlier, more powerful, and higher on the totem pole of the food chain was chasing him. That's the feeling you get.
Okay. I can't really delve into what presented that feeling, but I want to try to impress upon him the emotion of calm and non-threatening from me as best I can.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm going to say at disadvantage because despite all this, you don't have the best mindset towards him, and it's a little harder to hide that when you're trying to connect minds.
Absolutely. So at disadvantage, it will be a 19.
the 19, you start to get at the midway of day 4, you get like a start of a flicker of more conscious awareness than just blind shoved in his head.
Yeah.
And now that this is happening, and the more you're connecting, you're beginning to notice like a more outer layer of despair as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say day 4 comes around. You guys, Billy, you get your notification on your list of events that might have pertained to him.
Hey, Nia, my pack has got something.
Yeah, sorry. I was taking a second to gather my thoughts on it.
Go ahead.
So, going down to take a look at this, a number of events at the time occurred, but Packett's a fairly good AI. He does really good investigation work. Most of them seem irrelevant for his time, where he could be like the fact that something on the complete opposite side of Coruscant, of where he was caught on video that same moment, doesn't really get flagged for this, for example. That is good to know. He was on Coruscant for a lot of his time there.
Lower levels?
There was no, not too lower level. Still well
Like
within the normal citizen, not to the broke area, not to the slum area. So the two main events stick out to you. One is a couple about a year and a half before he flopped to this, right? A new official was elected in one of the districts. He was to oversee it, help guide it. He worked for the Sentinels in this case. He was the overseer for his sector. He was going along. He was making big strides, very noticeable. Was labeled as like one of the up-and-coming things from a good arrest record. And good track record, no disobedience, nothing heavy. And he got his position notably from wiping out, in your terms, because there were not many arrests, there were a lot of body bags that day. A rising potential gang or influence with a couple of the members. Like out of the 70 or 80 members, a handful, 5 or 6, had any inkling of force powers. And this is right because he worked that Antho at the time worked pretty frequently with this group. Never technically taking their affiliation, but definitely took a lot more jobs from them than a lot of them. Now that might just be due to easier pay, good jobs. And then it's noted about the time the assassination that took place was this individual who took a higher officing. He was the one that was labeled as an assassination. The attempt, the first kickoff for the murders on this fellow's intent. At the time, it was a big hubbub because he was an up-and-coming officer. He was doing good. He had a lot of popularity. And then out of the blue, towards a notably public event, he was massacred openly. This kid, this individual popped up, hit hard, and then fled quick. He got away. There was no one reported. And then a few years later down the road, something popped up in investigating that this individual had been playing both sides, so to speak. He had gotten it up higher in there, and he got up higher there because he was effectively a dirty cop. He was taking tips from somebody else in the area, giving him payoffs and a number of other things.
And that was the guy that was killed, not Antho, right?
Antho killed him. Yes, this is the guy that was killed, who turned out later on to be a dirty cop. But at the time, when it hit, this happened, Antho killed him and was lambasted even more. Because it's one thing to be basically a thug with force powers, it's another to step up into active murder and assassination of a higher ranked enforcement officer. It put him into a new weight class and he started running, and shortly after is when he started popping up on other planets instead of Coruscant. those are the big events that seem to pop up around him for Packet.
Well, we got a bit of an inciting point, something to really swell up those emotions. We got a reaction to that swelling up. And then we got going from there with probably a raised level of power and arrogance. Tell T-Lock everything that was on there, since I can't just send it to him for him to read.
Honestly, I've just been having you guys go back down to the med bay because that's where you set it up. That's
Yeah.
where he'll be.
Yep, that works. Was Packet just pretty much going over it over the intercom then?
Packet didn't go over it on the intercom. It's more of you came down to it and it popped up like just starting running across the screen, showing you the info and letting you read over it yourself.
Okay, yep. Gotta read the parts out for T-Lock then.
And T-Lock, if they caught your attention, you would know this as they went through it.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's around the time frame within about a year and a half or so. That's what Packet found as major events.
Well.
Wait, actually, hold on a second. There was a movement at the time started by a young, bold Tagrutan that was trying to openly rebel against the Sentinels, trying to call them oppressors. And they made one of their first big rallies in that time frame. And it was notable because it actually was one of the first. It ended in a large riot against the Sentinel base.
Anything else for that bit?
It was notable because it was suspected that Tagrutan was influencing people, but they never could prove it. But it was notable enough that it was an active riot against the Sentinels' bases.
Well, aside from being a criminal in the first place, under unknown circumstances of livelihood there, we can definitely see how things went wrong, at least. That being said, T-Lock, whatever you're doing there force-wise, be careful, as it does seem he was an assassin, and if he does recover, he may quickly jump at one of us, you probably being the most likely.
Right, so in that regard, he's not going to wake up physically, just consciously. Right now he's sealed himself off to seal himself away from most of the torment. I'm trying to get him to come back to not that, for lack of a better term.
Well,
Physically, he is more than likely not going to wake up anytime soon, due to what Nemo was saying.
Not naturally at 30 years. I don't know how your force abilities would affect that at all. However,
Active choice.
Again, unless I don't have a force ability to use on him, but unless I use a force ability that would purify him of said toxin, I doubt very seriously it's going to just happen on its own. I doubt there's anything there that would just make it happen on its own. Also, from what I have heard of them saying it, like, he's been this way since he was a kid, right? Like, he's pretty much been a criminal since he was a kid.
Starting
Yeah,
around the age of
back.
14 or 15, it seems to be starting up a record.
Yeah. Okay.
you get any information on what happened around that time?
Didn't
That
ask
was the
for it.
small time stuff.
Yeah.
That was the, just really small stuff, nothing, too notable.
I mean, events around him that happened that caused him to start going
No.
down that path.
I didn't ask for it that far back, so... I mean, you always can.
Nah, it's probably not important.
I have a random question for you. Would Sorship be wandering the ship any?
I'm assuming that Sorsha's in the training room now.
Moving to the trading room at fair regularity?
Yeah.
Okay. Johnny, we've went a ways. Do you have anything in particular you wish to be doing?
Making sure everything's working right.
Maintenance.
I don't think that there's any pet projects that are unfinished at the moment.
Alright. Well, let's say make an investigation check.
Whom?
Just on your own, because this will be passive stuff while Packet's keeping the ship going mostly.
Okay, so me. Understood. Investigation. Sure. Roll die. 19.
Okay. You just find a couple spots that are, a bit more worn from travel, because you guys have used this ship pretty often since you got it. That you could note out for. I know you guys had plans on getting some attachments to the ship.
Yeah.
You can note out as getting repaired then, and then you just do a couple of minor, like, oh man, there's some damage to my suit here, there, from a couple other things, and repair that. Oh!
Must turn boat into self-sufficient area. Go on.
Reminder, would you like to repair Mortimer's circuits?
Yeah, I should probably do that.
It has been a half a minute. I figured I could toss that in.
Something
Make
about wisdom teeth.
I think it was a tinker check I had you use to make them. You can make a simple tinker check to repair them.
Tinker tool go. Shouldn't be too... Okay, sure. Fine. 31.
You absolutely repair them. It seems like it wasn't a lot of area down. It was more... It definitely just hit a more important circuit and knocked it out. There weren't a lot of them fried. It was just bad luck on which one did.
So a natural 20, 31.
No, that was an 18.
That was an 18? Oh, shit. I thought you had 11. I have 13. Nice. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I need expertise on my thing.
Day 5 comes around. He's starting to respond a bit more. Not in any words again.
Yeah.
But there's a bit more of a reaction than just the fear and panic and despair running through on loop through his head.
Yeah.
Day 6 comes around. I need. If you're getting no reaction from Mir Tunzen, when would you have swapped to Ant though?
What?
He said he was trying to get a reaction
yep,
from the
gotcha,
first
gotcha.
name, and
If
then
I'm
he was going to use
getting-
Antho.
Well, I was only going to use Antho if I wasn't getting a reaction.
That's what I'm saying. How long would you have gone with Mir Tunzen with very little reaction? Or do we want to say day 6 as it comes along is when you break an Antho?
I think currently I'm going to stick with Nier just because I am starting to get a reaction, and I'm hesitant to use
The
Antho.
name isn't getting any reaction. It's only
Is it
when you
not?
try to impress the fact that the fear isn't there that you start to get a reaction.
Okay. Fuck it, let's go. I'll go for
Okay.
it.
Day 6, you're sitting there trying to the name's not getting a reaction, and trying to calm them down is only working so far. It's only you can only do so much when somebody's trapped themselves in their own mental prison to this extent.
Yeah.
And you try to bust in, and you try to use the word Antho. I want to know what your message to him would be using that name.
More along the lines of, we've gotten you away from the huts. You're more or less safe now. You don't have to retreat. You don't have to shelter yourself.
Okay. And I assume, like you said, you're throwing the name in there.
Yeah.
I need you and Sorsha both to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
Sorsha, you're currently down there just trying to get a better feel and get a bit more adept at your martial capabilities with Arlo, with the dagger, with the gauntlet. Just going through a number of training setups and scenarios that I assume, if nothing else, Billy or T-Lock could recommend for you.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a 16, she said. I got a 25.
All right. Let me check something. Ooh. Okay, 16 just fails. 25 passes.
God damn it.
Sorry.
As you say that, you feel honestly the biggest response you've got all week, but it is a massive, for lack of a better term, scream of rage at you that snaps through the fear and all of that for a brief moment. Although a bit of despair is mixed in there, and it stumbles you back and out of it for a minute, and you take 5 psychic damage.
5? Okay.
You snap off, you don't feel it. Sorsha, you were completely unprepared for this. You were just up in the training room, going about your day, you weren't expecting it, when just this massive swell of anger and despair slams into you for no reason, and just starts like shattering through your head and aching. You take 10 psychic damage, and for the better part of a minute, you're stunned before you finally recover from this racking experience and just like pull yourself out of this tide of emotion.
Why?
You're more or less left like heaving on the floor for a few moments after it.
Why?
Billy...
Chani?
Mosh.
You got a notification that Sorsha started screaming and then collapsed in the training room.
Okay, that warrants investigating.
And are Nima and Billy in the medical bay? As usual, kinda?
Yeah, actually, you were changing out the IV drip at the time when T-Lock let out a brief but pained noise. He withdrew mostly in time.
Okay, right. Expected. Antho was a bad call. Ow.
He did respond, though.
Okay.
Have you ever had someone scream every emotion they're feeling into your head?
No. I didn't know people could do that until, what, 2 days ago? 3 days ago? Ish.
Yeah, that just happened. Shit. Sorsha's probably fucked.
You have no idea how far that reached or where Sorsha would be at the moment.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, and that went out, like, everywhere, so... Over the comm, like, openly to everyone. Sorsha, are you okay?
Just crying.
Sorsha, you're not answering and you're not really responsive right now.
So, not responding. Right, someone should probably check on Sorsha. Ow.
Already en route. What do you want from me?
Sorsha, you have the headache from hell. Last time you had a headache this bad, you were waking up from a 2-week bender.
Did she at least hear the message go over?
Make a perception check.
Fair enough.
This is to see if you can notice this through the pain that you're
Fair
currently
enough.
trying to separate yourself from.
Dude, I've had those fucking headaches before, man. They fucking
I'll
suck.
tank my way over there.
Matthew.
Because it's for you. It's not just because that. It's that even though you cut yourself off from the scream, it's still echoing bad in the force field.
I got 25.
You hear it. You're just not in a state to respond effectively right now.
Also, I don't know if you heard, but Billy said he was on his way over there too.
I heard he's tinking his way over there.
Okay.
Chani's gonna get there first. She got the notification pretty quick that Sorsha was screaming. I imagine that's when Chani would take off. And then on the way got the collapsed notification. So Chani, you'll get there first. You're very quick. A bit quicker than Billy, I think, normally.
No.
Well, Billy's not raging. Maybe not.
No.
Okay, we'll have Chani get there. She's got the heads up first, more or less. You find Sorsha in the trading room. How would you think Sorsha would be reacting to this kind of pain, Max?
How I react to the pain, she's holding her head very tightly.
More or less curled up like at the ground where she was holding.
Yeah.
That's the image you find.
Okay.
Probably weapons, like a weapon or something scattered on the ground before she dropped it going for this.
Okay, upon entering the room, seeing that, thinking for a moment, I'm gonna dim the lights, okay?
Fair.
Fast nod.
Oh, fast knob with a headache that bad? Ooh, no.
It might be worth it with the piercing effect, the piercing pain of the lights.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Do the thing, go over, try to see how she's reacting to individuals coming closer. Gauge the situation.
As you get closer, what's Shawnee's mental state right now or thoughts?
Okay, what's going on? Find out what's wrong and if it can be fixed.
I'm thinking more of emotional responses right now.
Worried?
So Sorsha, you're not really paying attention. You barely hear what Shawnee's thing is, but also what's really hitting you is you're almost overly sensitive right now in response to getting that out and closed in, and somebody is approaching with more emotions, and as they approach, your head starts to hurt a bit more right now.
As was part of the gauge thing, if I see a recoil more, then retreat.
No.
It's slowly ebbing after a few moments, and you will arrive a little bit after Shawnee's backing up a bit from the response. Billy.
Johnny will obviously be able to see and hear Billy coming, so if there's anything
Oh yes.
she gonna,
Oh yes.
she wants to add in there.
I'm pretty sure the whole ship can hear you moving throughout it.
Just kind of,
Moving
100
quick,
feet around.
Absolutely.
just kind of hold up a hand for stop approaching whenever he gets X amount distance.
Stop.
Excuse me. The little tinking hurts a little bit right now, Sorsha, but Billy's not sending off any mental waves that would affect you more, so there is that.
No
Everything
robot.
all right in there?
No.
Johnny, what's going on?
I got a thing saying that she screamed and collapsed. I don't know if she really wants to deal with us talking right now, though. Or is too understanding of the words that we're saying.
Sorsha just
How's
hears
she?
loud rumble.
How's she looking or state in there?
Sick.
Sorsha, make a Constitution saving throw.
She seems to be decidedly in pain, but I don't know if there's anything we can do right now, as it... I'm taking a guess. Seems to be
16.
magic related.
Okay.
Did anything else happen aboard the ship?
It's the pain now, Sorsha, is starting to ebb as you start to pull yourself back together and like kind of build up that wall's not the right term, but filter and response to emotions around you that you were taught a ways back by Brad. Spacing on names now. But back when you were learning, she but back when you were learning, she taught you how to somewhat dull the emotional responses around you so you weren't drowned out by like Coruscant.
Sorsha's just gonna take a deep breath.
Yeah, T-Lock tried
Right,
something
Favu,
with the
go
guy
on.
in there. Yeah, Johnny, T-Lock tried something with the guy in there. He tried something different from what he's doing, it seemed, and he got more of a response. Not a good response, but a response.
Did anyone else seem affected? None of the other people in the captain's area, or piloting area, really seemed to do anything, right? Obligatory check.
If you ask Packet for any notifications of pain, one of them winced a bit, like they got like a brief like head thing, but nothing like what's happening here.
Yeah, T-Lock's face was kind of scrunched up. Did he have any like blood out of his nose or anything like that?
Nothing like blood out of his nose, but definitely had like a stunned air to him for a moment.
Would have been
Yeah, he
rubbing
looked
his temple area.
Yeah, he looked like it was affecting his head as well. Definitely not as bad as Sorsha in there, but
Okay, Force is weird. You're a robot. Stay here, make sure that if she needs anything, take care of it. I don't think I can really carry on a conversation. I'm gonna go see what the hell D-Lock did.
adjust Billy's audio or volume levels for voice to talk quieter to Sorsha.
All right, you can do that. Sorsha, it is good to know. Chani left. It's a few moments after Chani left. You're starting to, like I said, pull yourself back together. It's down to a fairly bad headache, but not debilitating. Like you still have, like, it's just that residual, the just anger and despair combo is still residual feeling is there, but it's nothing overwhelming.
Sorsha, I'll be outside the room. Holler if you need anything here.
Who was that?
Training room. It's Billy. I lowered my volume since you seem to be in some mental pain.
No. Who was that?
Oh, that was the mental pain thing?
Yes.
That's the guy in the medical bay. T-Lock's messing with him, had a bit of a bad reaction. Yeah, they're working it out in there still.
I don't think you should mess with him.
He's trying to get what he can out from him. I think he poked a nerve somewhere, and well, that.
James, beware. Mom energy heading your way.
No, I was literally about to say, don't lecture me, mommy. I'm sorry.
You want any water or anything?
No, I think I'm okay.
You know, Sorsha, if I might be so bold to say, I think this is a good reminder and throwback to the final triggering stage you felt there at Ilum, seeing your former employer. Shall we call him?
This feels like that.
The amount of the immediate burst of rage coupled with despair is very, very similar to that in what you felt in that instant, and you had a brief throwback to that. To Drankoth, the Transition who owned you, and you thought you had escaped and met the illusion of it on the test in Ilum.
This time with less knife boots toward the eyes.
There were no knife boots towards the eyes yet.
Sorsha's gonna stand up and head towards the infirmary.
Okay. We do have a few moments of Chani there before Sorsha will get there.
I'll walk with her, of course.
Okay.
Better keep up, she's walking fast.
I think he can keep up.
Fast as in fast, or fast as in I think my brain just tried to explode on me. I should probably head somewhere relatively quickly. Step.
That, yes.
So you have a few moments, Chani, before Sorsha gets there.
You have the option of being carried.
She will not take it. She is angry.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
T-Lock is massaging his temples and recovering from a distinctively reeling blow, it seems like, as you enter, Chani. Nowhere near as bad as Sorsha, but definitely noticeably, wavered.
Okay, do I need to ask, or are you just going to be forthcoming?
Planned on it. Trying to talk to him in his head, get him to stop being reclusive in his own mind. As there is a ability you can use as if you're a force user like me. You can recluse yourself into your own mind so you don't feel the pain, you don't feel
I
the
don't need the steps and
heart problems, all
processes,
that
whatever
shit.
here. Sorsha just ended up on the ground from whatever was happening in here.
Yes, because there's a psychic scream that goes out because of a lot of immense emotions.
Alright. I'm assuming, was that a mistake, or do you think that this is something that can be controlled? Basically, did you have a chance to stop it?
I did not.
Okay.
I
There
was
was no
told
stopping
to
this.
use someone's actual name instead of their proper name if I wasn't getting a response, so I did so. It warranted that response, so I won't be using it again.
Well, whatever the hell response that was, be significantly more careful. Nima.
Yeah.
If it turns out that this
Okay,
one's going to be
suggestion.
decidedly uncontrollable, whenever we get to where we're going, we need to pick up enough stuff to make sure this dude is completely sedated for the rest of our trip, and if that happens again, no more peering inside.
Peering inside's a strong word, but okay.
You
We'll
say
see.
completely stated. Do you mean his mental facilities or just his physical facilities?
Well, if he tries
Mental
any of that shit
facilities
again, use your
Mental facilities are a
imagination.
hell of a lot different thing to sedate.
Exactly. I don't know how to do that because he sent out a mental wave, I believe,
Do
and that
if
has nothing to do with his physical body.
Do
but
you
he's
guys still
No.
have any of the force
unconscious.
suppressant things that you got that he was in whenever you found him?
But wasn't force
No.
suppressant, it was comatosing.
So then it seems to
Roll
work.
a general intelligence check, Nima.
Just
General
go pick up an
intelligence?
anesthesiologist kit and gas him the entire way.
I'll do it.
22.
Okay. You do know there are some drugs that can influence and even inhibit the force properties of an individual, none of which seem to have been in the IV immediately. They're somewhat distinctive. So this does seem more comatose, and you do know that any drugs that do influence the force properties, whether inhibiting or enhancing, are very heavily monitored and restrained.
Restricted is the better word.
That's fair.
So again,
Sorry,
did you
that
guys
popped in
pick
my
up
brain.
anything that was keeping him nice and docile while you were in the room?
The only thing that was keeping him docile, should you say, was his own mental ability, locking himself away.
There was a drug enforcing the comatose state, but you guys did not take it.
The only other thing was something that was making him sleep for a long period of time. So says that one. The torture is what made him retreat, more than likely.
Okay.
I do believe there is a drug that can suppress force abilities. I heard about it once before, but
Well-
it's kind of hard to get a hold of.
Well, if all that they were doing was just keeping him comatose, then that should be all you need to do. Just
Unless
no
he
more of
wakes him
that.
up and he's no longer retreating and he's active.
Well, the thing is, again, he's not going to wake up physically, he's going to wake up mentally at best.
And isn't that our problem at the moment? That his mental capacity or whatever it was affected you and Sorsha?
if he can think a thought and send somebody in the other room to the ground, he needs to not be thinking
Hold
those thoughts.
on. Hold on. It wasn't so much thinking a thought as sending a wave of massive amounts of emotion out. And for Force users, that's really, really bad. We are really in tune to that. She's brand new. She's gonna get the shit kicked out of her. Over it. I'm not so new, so I was okay. Kinda hurt, not that much. I used a name I shouldn't have. I will not be doing that.
So what's stopping him from actively doing this if he stops retreating?
You have to be conscious to use most force abilities.
Sorsha.
All force
You are
abilities.
at the door.
You have to be conscious to use all force abilities. Far as I am aware, I know of none that you can
You
use
just said
while
this wasn't a
asleep.
forced ability, but a massive wave of motion that he sent
Yes.
out while he's unconscious and hiding away mentally.
No, he stopped hiding away and got really mad that I used his name that you said to use.
I suggested it.
You said I
Sources-
should probably use that one over the other one.
Saoirse's walking towards him with her finger pointed at him. You!
Don't point at me.
You? What did you do?
You heard.
I know. Why?
Because I'm trying to talk to him and be agreeable and calm. As I am right now. With
That
someone
doesn't-
pointing in my face.
What you
Stop
did
that.
doesn't sound like it was calm.
Because I used a name I shouldn't have. On suggestion of someone else. I point at Nima.
Why?
Because it's a name. Might get a response. Because he's sheltering himself away because he was tortured a lot.
Did you think he has a good reason to?
Yes, but I need to talk to him. We need to talk to him. He is a
And he-
murderer, after all.
You can't wait for him to wake up on his own.
Not really.
It's going to be a while for that. Like a very long while.
Source, if they can do that to you while they're asleep, I don't want to see what they can do when they're awake.
I don't think that's fair because he didn't do that consciously.
Which is why I won't be using his actual name again. If you have the ability to talk to me in my head, that's the ability I'm using if you're worried about that. I'm merely trying to open a conversation. That is all.
By bringing up his pain.
No, I never brought up any of his pain. I merely used a name and he reacted poorly.
Okay, I'm not gonna deal with any circle whatever the hell, because that's where this is going. Alright, we're heading to a port. Nima, get the stuff if we need to make sure that they're more heavily sedated for the remainder of our trip, wherever the frick it is that we end up going. Sorsha, it might be wise, since the stance you seem to be taking is what it is, to be a part of this, see what's happening, and see if you can actually do this yourself. Try to prevent that from happening again, and if it does happen again, we're knocking them out, and then we're taking them to somebody that can handle this better, okay?
Best people to take it to is my people.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, to be honest, nah, never mind. Not worth my argument.
Can't we
The
take
only-
him to Favone?
The only two options we have are Sentinels and my home. Sentinels are full of moles and bad people, and Favom is not entirely always there. I asked for her 4 times and got maybe a 1-time response.
She doesn't like you.
It has nothing to do with like.
You want to talk about a place full of bad people?
It's full of bad people.
My home is not full of bad people, it's full of people who disagree with your ideals. That's the only thing that makes them bad. That's why you're Jedi. We're terrible. We actually try to uphold good in my home. Good is for the betterment of everyone.
From what I've heard, it's your good is for your people, not for everyone.
Everyone is us. You're right. Because no one else helps us, as proven throughout history, by the way.
Like you'd accept help if it was given.
Actually, the whole reason I'm here is to ask for help from the damn Sentinels.
Most
This
people
is,
don't help them because they deal with dark magic and slavery of other people.
We only
Ooh, my
enslave
favorite.
those. We only enslave those who are mentally unstable.
Or have
Slavery
forced
is
them
slavery.
Are you crazy?
Are
Because I'm
you?
sure you have a stance on that because you were enslaved. Are you crazy?
Are you?
No. I am perfectly capable of having every mental faculty under my disposal, at my disposal.
Are you perfectly capable of doing whatever you want?
Yes, actually.
Are you?
Yes. I could leave my home at any time if I so chose to. I just don't want to because the matriarch is my mother, for lack of a better term. Now, yes, my
You know?
circumstances change because of my abilities, but that is what it is.
You did bring up a third party there that we could go to.
Whom is that?
We could try the Jedi, as they have been known. Hey, you laugh,
No.
but they're a higher source of good than your people, usually.
The Jedi are so obstinate and stuck in their ways that as soon as I walked in, someone tried to kill me just for me wanting to talk to them.
How many people get killed on your planet for showing up?
None.
That is factually untrue. So if you go that round, I will have to pull a deception check.
Well,
That's not,
none
that's
by
not even-
my people.
That's also factually untrue. Even the Night Sisters are extremely xenophobic.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
So if you want to go down that line, I will have to call for a deception check in this moment.
It's just how
Normally
I've
it's
looked
an
at
active choice, but
I've looked
that's
at
fair.
the stuff, and they don't try to kill everyone.
just most.
That's not what I asked.
Hear me out.
People die.
We got one good Jedi, don't we? Someone talked to one good Jedi, didn't they?
I did.
Well, there you go.
If you're trying to talk about the Jedi, he's not even entertaining that thought. At all.
Well,
People die. My home
Obviously.
planet is bad. I can't help that.
Okay.
If you go there,
This is leading into ideology stuff, and that gets no one anywhere.
it has nothing to
Just-
do with ideology. We're talking about whether my home planet is good.
Just
Dathomir has
Is that
dark
the
energy.
definition of ideology?
No,
Dathomir has
ideology
dark
is
energy
whether or
built
not
up deep
I
within, doesn't it?
Your
agree.
stance in the culture.
No, my
some
culture
things might
is-
be good.
My
whereas
culture is not
in our
inherently.
culture,
No,
from the Sentinel's point of view, it might be bad, and vice
My-
versa.
my
Something the
culture is
Sentinel
not
finds to be good,
inherently
Your culture might
amazing.
see it's bad.
Like I said, my culture is not inherently amazing. It is not the best. There are other cultures that are better in some regards and worse in others. Take the Hutts, for instance. Enslave everyone. Everything is worth a price. No one is sacred.
Okay,
Nothing is
just-
sacred.
let me say my piece
The
here.
Sentinels see, or the Huts see that as good.
Nima,
Sure, Johnny, I'll have
Tila,
4 people tell me that I'm wrong. Go for
just
it.
let me say my piece here.
Uh-huh.
Alright, T-Lock, from what I understand, you were sent to here to ask for help and to safeguard Sorshanai, correct? No?
Kinda.
Okay. Well,
Confirmation
Yes.
for just a quick reaffirm it, just to help, because it's been a bit. You were sent there to assist, aid, and potentially find information or see what you could find out about the individuals you saw.
For the most part, I was sent here to aid you and find out who you were,
so,
what you were doing.
in broad terms, investigation and ensure that we're okay. But that's not here nor there. But
And I'm doing that.
you want, and I want, honestly, to give your people a chance with this, but honestly, you're really bad at selling things. So,
I tell the truth.
yeah.
You lied to us actively in this conversation already.
No, I did not. Matt corrected
you-
me, and I stopped from saying that.
It might have been a miscommunication if he chose to. If we'll say if he chose to correct and say agree and reaffirm that they are very xenophobic, I will let it be corrected. He might. It might have been a different awareness of time periods.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I have my own information on it, and Matt is going on something else.
There's a lot of different time periods and a lot of different reactions, and I have to pick and move around some stuff.
Okay, that part's swapped out. Got it.
Mechanically, ideally, if you're wanting assistance from them and this guy is someone that we can't deal with and can't get anyone else to help us deal with, they'd be a great, if nothing else, bargaining chip for your people to say, hey, we can actually be helpful and assistive. Now, in lieu of that, other avenues that we have to look at first, not particularly a Jedi because you're against that, Sorsha brought up her specific tutor slash master. Now, assuming that not all the Sentinels are rotten, if they happen to be somewhere where we can potentially meet up and they can give a look at it, then that would be the thing that we should do before handing them over to yours. afterward, if we still are at nothing, instead of giving them to the organization at large, we can have a conversation, and I could see where swapping them off to yours would be agreeable. Okay?
Well, as it currently stands, I'm not a big fan of having 4 individuals counteract me with all the help that I've rendered.
You're from somewhere and speaking for something that either is against what the normal thing is or can easily be seen as and performs things that people can see as bad. It's not all black and white. There's no right and wrong. People have their own opinions.
Would it be possible for us to go near orbit of Dathomir and have some Night Sisters that could do the helping procedures?
I'm sure I can talk my mother into coming up here if we really want to go that route. Sure.
Just to offer you this, it'd be a very hard sell for your mother, easier for sisters.
I know.
I'm just offering.
But
I think
So we're on
it'd
the
be
same
equally
page.
as easy to get Favome to come here.
I'm fine with that as well, but if we have to go to the Night Sisters,
I disagree on the foam part, but sure.
give her a shot.
I'd rather try her first because I think that she'd be nicer.
Give her a shot. If it doesn't work, we go your route. You have nothing to lose.
Well, right now I feel like I'm losing a lot, but sure.
But step
There's
1
dark
is
energy
making sure
in that
that whatever just happened does not happen again. Or if it does, it's significantly more controlled. And if that can't be the
Already
case,
on that.
then we need to put this guy out and make sure that can't happen, okay?
I just don't want to put him in more pain.
That's why we're giving Favome a chance.
It wasn't pain, but okay.
Says you.
I felt it.
Not as strongly as I did.
I felt it just as strongly, I just was able to counteract it faster.
T-Luck.
Leave.
Can Sorsha pick up that boy?
Currently, he's hooked up to a number of medical
It's also not a boy, he's older than you are.
facilities
yeah,
Everyone's
that
a
are
boy.
keeping him.
They are
More or
connected
less
to
alive.
life-giving machines at the moment. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, the only thing that is keeping them alive is that.
Can
Yeah.
Sorsha bring him a blanket?
Absolutely.
She go grab
Sorsha.
Floopy blanket.
maybe some force healing would do him some good.
And
Didn't do
again,
anything.
Sorsha, if you want to
Maybe
assist
some
with
force
this,
healing
I'm sure
from
that
someone
you
showing
two...
some more care.
I'm sure that you two together could probably branch this easier. If you get something before we even have to contact anyone else, that'd be for the best. But if it looks like
I'd
it's
love
going
to show
south,
you what
put a
force
stop
healing
to
does.
it.
I'll sit here and do it all day and use every available opportunity to show you what Force Heal does. Nothing.
No, I'm talking about the intent behind it.
There is no intent. Force Heal just heals.
It's more
Whether
of
I
an
like it or
emotional
not.
thing, which is weird to have explained by the robot.
Can I try?
You can try. You have a couple different things that would have different effects here, if I remember your powers right. What would you like to do?
Well, according to what you've told me, she has a thing that hasn't been used yet. That has a thing.
What's that?
I don't know. We'll see.
No, Matthew, what is that?
I would like. I can't. I want you to take a look at it
Don't
and
know,
see
we'll
what you've
see.
got and see what you think.
Do something, buddy.
Sorsha is reasonably forgettable.
Well, this hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet. That's above game talk.
Yeah,
I just want to see it actually happen.
it's very reasonable. Sorsha has it on her and just not in the head.
I read.
Just what are your healing abilities?
You can talk about your powers like over the game with him as a little bit of a help. I'm not saying that to know. I just am not giving the answer in this case.
What is the emotional state currently of the individual?
Right now,
Yeah.
Make a insight to get a good grasp on this new setup.
I don't
Sure.
even know what I would have, Matthew.
You have it on your list of powers, don't you?
24.
More active, but a lot more defensive.
I
Like,
don't think I have what you
royally.
think I have.
I might not have it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you have. It depends on what you want to use here.
I don't think I have what you think I have, because I don't have very many healing things. All I have is give life.
I'm not referring directly to only healing. How's that?
Unless it's drain vitality, and I don't think
Oh
that's
shit, no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Bring some like a
danger sense. That's my future thing.
I might be remembering the wrong thing. You might have swapped the power I'm thinking of out.
I don't think I have what you think I have.
Well, what would you like to attempt to use? How's that?
I was just gonna try give life.
You
but
want
I
to try
don't-
giving life?
Yeah.
All right. Trying to think of what to do on this one, because there is, for what I was seeing, always an intent behind the force. Especially if you can tap into darker sides where you have the passion and emotions into it, and even with the light side, there's a lot more of a concept of peaceful soothing. But
I mean, I already know what it is.
I gave you, James, a persuasion check earlier for digging around. I will let you also make a persuasion check. Yours is a normal roll because you have a very much different intent towards him.
I mean, mainly my intent is just to find out the information.
It's that, but you also have the back thought of what might be done with connecting minds. So thoughts are important there as well. This is
Yeah.
more of just general,
It's okay.
yeah.
29 for a natural 20.
Oh, persuasion's on hers.
Oh, for her persuasion? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she wants to try and do a
I
power,
thought
so
you
now
asked for
she's
me. I
connecting.
wasted a natural 20 for nothing. Guy, it's fine.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
I
traitor die.
got 23.
You got a 23. T-Lock, you're watching. 23 in persuasion. It doesn't wake him up or move him any, but the roiling emotions you were sensing, the defensiveness, starts to settle again. It's not as immediately angry and snappish as it felt before. But you also get the feeling... make an insight sorcerer. I want to see if you see this too, since you're technically trying right now. Depending what she rolls, you both sense this. That's all I wanted to check and see.
You're fine.
29.
I forgot what her insight was.
Yeah.
Sounds about the same as mine.
Yeah, so you guys are getting the feeling it's not going to settle immediately, but the distinct angry snappish that lashed out at everybody within range is gone down. And it went from like an angry crouching Wolverine to like a huddling turtle for the moment.
And immediately.
But like
calm.
not calm. I was going to say more like a snapping turtle with
Calmed.
the shell open. Oh,
Not
calm.
Calmed.
There. Yeah. It happens over a few minutes of time, and it looks ready to go again, but it's trying to solidify. Intent is a very important thing.
I mean, in all honesty, I have no overly hostile intent toward
I know,
him.
but
But you know,
overly-
like I want information. I'm not
Yeah.
out to be his friend. I'm not out to help him, or not
Whereas
necessarily
this
not
is
help him.
whereas this is a sympathetic soul trying to help.
I want information from him. I want to know what he knows. But like I understand what you're getting at. I just don't want to. I'm not trying to hurt him or nothing.
Yeah.
That comes later. No.
I say, I understand your neutrality. It's just when you're connecting with mine, those back thoughts.
Absolutely. Like, oh, this dude's a murderer. Got ya. Cool. This is fucking
So,
great.
that's where we're at the moment. You guys are about a day and a half out from Duro.
So, Sorsha, you gonna sit here and babysit me as I try to do this more?
By babysit, you mean I'm gonna make sure that you don't hurt him anymore?
I'm not hurting him. Wasn't before. Gonna say it again every time you say that.
You know, I don't believe you.
He hurt us more than I ever hurt him.
Yeah, but you didn't mean to. He's
I
not
didn't.
conscious to make that choice.
And I didn't mean to do that either. And technically he was.
He didn't make that choice.
Yeah, he did. He chose to lash out. You're in tune with his senses currently. He's turtling.
Yes.
He was lashing out before.
Because of you!
Because of a name.
That you said!
That won't be said anymore.
What it can be worth, Sorsha, you're very insightful. I'm assuming this is currently, I'm not wrong, this is a truthful statement from T-Lock.
Absolutely.
Right?
He's not going to say the
You're
name
very
again.
insightful. This is a currently truthful statement from T-Lock.
Absolutely.
Just to be safe, though.
If you want to babysit me, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to continue what I'm trying to do.
I have nothing better to do.
Right on?
Sorsha, would you mind making a call to your master or send a message of some kind for that route avenue?
Yeah, I'm gonna call for Bone.
I'm gonna say you have to try a couple times over the period of a couple hours before you finally get an answer from her. And you get my, it's been a while. It has been some time.
I don't mean to bother you, Favone, but we have something that could you possibly help us with?
While during that
Well,
couple during that
No,
couple hours, I was going to I forgot to say anything, but I would have tried to impress that, like, try not, because we don't know who's a mole and who's not. Try not to give away all our information. Don't throw your cards on the table. That would be T-Lock's only thing.
you'll have that concept across for Sorsha, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that very much depends on where you are at the time, or where you shall be.
Where are we?
You are currently heading to Duro,
We're on our way to Duro.
and you need assistance.
Yes, ma'am.
Roll me a d20, Sorsha. You are allowed to use one of your other abilities for this if you wish.
What do you mean?
Because I know you have a reroll ability and you have a future sight ability that you might not have
Yeah.
rolled for today.
No, I did roll it for today. They just aren't very good.
Hey, those are some of the best ones.
For other people.
Yeah. 17.
For note for the stream here, I was putting the decision of a 16 or higher was good in this case.
You know, cool.
God damn it. You guys have really good luck on these rolls a lot.
Yeah.
That has been the thing. Day one.
I know.
It kind of holds true over in Eric's campaign.
How
anyway.
long? Where are you, and what kind of help would you like? What time frame will you be there, and how long? What kind of help would you like?
Do I know how long we'll be there?
No.
No.
Are you getting the ship editions, Johnny?
Probably if the prices don't make me go, ugh. Or if they make
Probably
me
a
go,
week
but
or
I
two.
think they're worth it.
Probably a week or two at least.
Maybe about a week.
And when shall you be arriving?
In
About
the
a
next day or so.
Roll a persuasion check.
Is it an open call?
Probably not.
Yes. Unless Sorsha wanted to make it private.
I have nothing
Well,
to
I'm not-
hide.
Never
Okay,
mind.
then it's open.
21.
I will try to give advantage.
She already got a 21, so
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah. Well, I will not be there the day you arrive, but perhaps the day after. I very luckily am somewhat close by and have a lull in the duties I must fulfill.
If you can, Master, can you please help us?
What am I
There's-
helping with? So I may come better
There's-
prepared.
There's a boy, and we can't get him to wake up. He's stuck in his mind, and every time we try to talk to him, he lashes out.
Not true. I've been talking to him throughout the week.
Hush you.
Matt, is it
you're
one of the...
blind? Well, no, just a second. You are blind and cannot see this, and she is blind and cannot see through this. But you have the distinct feeling you just got looked at with a from a hologram, and that is new to you.
That answers what I was about to ask, if it was a hologram call or not.
Well, we can actually see holograms.
Oh shit, that's right, you can. You
Yeah.
get the distinct impression from it, even if not the exact facial reaction there, of just, oh. That can be an intense stare if it was in person.
Eh.
I've
had worse.
Absolutely, but it's notable that it happened over a hologram for you. Unfortunately, that is not my best area of expertise. But I will gladly come by and see what I can do.
All
the
I
help
ask
was
is that you
I have
try.
quite a few tricks under my sleeves after these years of service and the like.
The more the
Oh.
merrier.
And we shall be checking out both of your proficiencies. One, to see how your train is progressing, Sorsha, and two, to see how that fellow's skill level is at the time, and if it is adequate.
I have already sparred with her.
You have. But it's been some time.
A little bit. Not that long.
She's
enough.
mean.
She's not that bad. She's nothing compared to my mom.
One way to find out. Well, in a few days then, shall we, Sorsha?
I think she was just a little bit better than I was.
Sounds good.
Good luck until then, and, well, hopefully we'll have better luck in person. I do not know what I can do, but I will do what I can.
I have learned the thumbs up. So thumbs up.
Very quaint. But I must get back to my duties then, so I can get there in time. I bid you adieu.
Goodbye, Master.
2-finger salute.
You get a small head nod from her, and
Look at you. You are lucky. I'm gonna go back to what I was doing.
I think she just liked me.
Well, it's more along the lines of, hey, she's actually in the right area, and this, and that, and a whole lot. You get the point.
I think she likes me.
Sorsha says, I think she likes me, and then she remembers basically being kidnapped and thrown into a dark room and having shit chucked at her.
That's how
Getting
they
the
show
shit
their
beat out of
affection.
It's just out of affection, pure affection.
Pure affection.
Yeah.
The bond between master and student can be a sacred thing.
Could be a
Pure,
strange thing.
pure tsundere energy.
Dodgeball!
Ew.
To a point. She doesn't hide it, she's just very affectionate.
If you can dodge an exploding boulder, you can dodge a blaster.
So, like,
I want to say that's wrong, but I can't entirely.
I'm just gonna be continuing what I was doing throughout the week.
Make a final wisdom check for me, just because with the thing broken up with the turmoil.
Yeah.
Let's see how this last couple days go.
I will be trying to impress upon him of we only have your name off of record, and we're trying to get you away from the huts. Like a safeguarding. We found you. We want to get you out of there.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes across. I'll let you make another persuasion check. It's normal because
Okay.
Sorsha staying in the room and a sympathetic soul within reach helps.
Can Sorsha help?
You can
You are.
provide advantage if you'd like to try. and it would make it advantage for you instead of a normal roll.
Okay. Do you still want the base wisdom check?
Yes, please. That's for the
Okay.
connectivity of this.
So
So
the
basically, like, how strong of a
Yeah,
phone
yeah,
call
yeah.
can you open up?
The base wisdom check is a 19 total, and
Okay.
the advantage persuasion roll is a 24.
You probably don't make much more progress past where you were before, but I think over the next day and a half, you guys calm him down quite a bit more mindset-wise. Like, he's
Okay.
pretty close back towards a more neutral response than a turtling.
And what I said before has proven to be true.
What did you say before?
That I'm not trying to hurt nobody.
Not with Swisha here.
I wasn't trying to before! Motherfucker!
Please do not
Attempted
undo
harm
my
was not
hard work.
there. Unintentional harm was, and that always gets iffy. But, unless anybody else has anything for the last of the week, you guys seem mostly there, unless Billy had a particular thing, but he seemed part of the research and stuff for the history.
Every so often, Swisha's gonna go over and put her hand on his forehead and just like calming thoughts.
Okay. That'll be part of what's helping out with the calming the emotions down.
There's a really good spell for that.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I didn't expect you guys to pull the Favome card here. Damn.
Magnetically
I'll play.
attracted to the shit that doesn't seem like the obvious. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's well played. I just didn't expect it.
Well,
We bring
I-
the biggest thing to every situation we can.
Well, that's not the biggest thing.
I like Favome.
It might be.
I know.
Well, as stated, Favome doesn't have the skill set to do what we're trying to do.
It's the biggest
It's not
thing
her
we can call from
specialty.
us.
Words are important. It's not her specialty.
Yeah. But my thing is, my people do have that specialty. Some.
And it's accounted for. Everything's fine.
Any other random tidbits we should know from record looking up?
Is there any particular note you want of this? Because there's a lot of records you could look up, and it's easier for me to ask than go, all right, you want me to build this man's life story from the Sentinel's point of view?
Fair
a
enough.
fucking murderer.
You
That's what
say
you
he had
got.
several
Say,
warrants
thing-
out for arrest.
people who he killed for assassinating. It seemed like if there's any connections there, or if it's just like
There
Yep.
is a good note. A good few of them were of the ones that were labeled as assassinations. Which, keep in mind, reading this, assassination is implies a certain level of finesse and skill, and this is more of a guy popped up because he's kind of plain looking, brutalized somebody and ran.
the point for the murders of do the murders have a connection?
A lot of them were random. It seemed random, at least from you guys are. I think make an investigation check, actually.
Do I get
If
help
Nima's
from Packet,
helping-
or is he doing?
If Nima was part of this before, are you still helping this now?
I suppose I will.
So you
Sure.
guys can either make your own, or one of you can roll with advantage.
He is significantly smarter.
But it seems like I am rolling with advantage.
All right.
Let's have his +5 at advantage and maybe
Double
proficiency instead of.
Oh, I
a
get to
+2.
reroll twice then.
Double ones, then roll again. Double ones again. That one
There
in
it is.
1600 chance.
Hey, Eric's beaten that already.
Ability that I actually got rid of. God damn it.
I've done better, thank you.
What'd you say for Nima?
I have an 18.
Total? Okay,
18 total.
most of them seem to be random. Or just, alright, somebody hired him here, somebody hired him here, somebody hired him here. Going through, 18's enough. It almost seems like they were trying to bury something in the last, let's say, 3 years before he disappeared. Like, it seemed almost odd that he'd be here one moment and then sporadically jump to another place before coming back to Coruscant again. Or to a different note. There was a large number of Sentinel personnel in his list of murders. Which is perhaps why he had such a warrant on him. Like many law enforcement agencies, when one of their own is actively murdered or sought out, they respond in force if they can, but it's very hard to respond in force to a singular individual among trillions and trillions.
You know, I had a bit of a thought here. Be a bit ironic if he was one that was actually killing the rats. Like, if he knew they're the people that wronged him, and he was actively investigating and finding out who, and then killing those people. Just a thought. Anything on that, Nima?
Well, we need to know what happened to him first. Perhaps you want to
Shit.
check out that gang? Anyone involved? We need to know who he was related to, who's important to him, and what reasons why he will actually go after them, investigate them. We don't have any records for investigating anyone. Unless we do. Packet?
Well, we were having packet search and help for the crimes and whatnot. I don't know. I guess we'd have to go into each individual crime looking at motive or stuff in there, but that implies that they caught him to talk to him, which they clearly didn't.
We can go look into the occupation of each person you murdered, see if they have any relations.
That sounds like a good idea. Check each individual, maybe see give a look through for them.
How many people are there?
On the list of people he murdered?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will be
Ooh.
right.
Okay. On the list of people he murdered, unfortunately, there is quite a few. He has upwards of 70 confirmed people he's killed.
And for the Sentinel targets?
How many were Sentinels?
Yeah.
About 28 or so.
Well, we have 28 people to look through while other people are doing stuff, I guess.
This will probably be coming up information you have on the last day as you're coming towards Duros. So this will either be something you do during Duro as you investigate, or on the ship right after. You also know getting access to some of the closer details of them you probably won't get from the ship due to, well, this is still a private ship, not a Sentinel ship or base.
Yeah.
So you might run into some information walls there.
Well, Nima, we might need to actually wait till we're back at some point to actually look further into this too much. Unless you trust trying to give base a call back there and get some access codes of some kind, but that's questionable at the moment. Very
I believe I
questionable.
have some basic access to some of the database.
I'm talking about for the digging further that we might need here.
Well,
I have plenty of access codes too, but I can't just open everything I want.
then we would need legitimate reasons to obtain this information. And we can't exactly tell the Sentinels that we have got because there are several warrants out for its arrest.
And you
Which means
know
we
that
just
there
lose it.
are moles as well.
And we know they're remote, exactly. So we can't tell them that we have this guy, so we can't give legitimate reasons to access this information. But we still need the information.
We could go with an excuse that we're investigating a potential trail of moles and need access on some people that are dead and potentially their associates.
That could potentially draw a target on our back if we're speaking to a mole, or if information gets down to a mole.
Nima, I think we already have some targets on our back.
There's some targets from some places. We don't need targets from everywhere else. We don't need to draw any more targets.
I mean, we've already talked to the head honcho Sentinels a few times, and Sato's been rather agreeable with us on all of our needs that we've asked for, for the most part, that he was able to supply.
Stupid question. But who's the head honcho of the Sentinels?
That was Cecil.
Cecil.
Yep. You
Oh.
would have had that part in mind,
Yeah.
or I don't know. Nemo might have been just forgetful of the political part of that just enough.
It was
I think
probably only talked to Sato.
I think Nemo was at. I think Nemo was on a bender with Sato at that point of having been awake for a couple days on coffee. I think he might have been. I think that might have been part of that time period.
Well, there's also the frame of Nemo's been with the Sentinels for some time.
Yeah.
Just an excuse, unfortunately. I should write these in my
Oh.
notes.
Well,
What do you guys think on that? Oh, sorry.
you can always
Continue.
try. You can always try hacking or trying to get Johnny to. Probably not the best thing to do though.
Probably not. I believe. You would know about Johnny's problems with Packet.
Chinese what?
Didn't Johnny have problems with Packet?
No.
Something like she couldn't access the one that's back at the central base because it was deactivated or the tracker or something.
She couldn't use the ones back at the Sentinel base because they took off without them.
Okay.
Nobody gathered up
Long
any of
time.
Packet's bodies before you guys left.
It's been a long time and a lot of my information's been twisted.
Nope, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. No, it was literally just you guys left and realized after you guys left, nobody gathered up any of Packet's bodies. Any of them.
I mean, there is always asking Packet. Still probably not the best idea.
Yeah, man, that's counting on my rolls.
Those are pretty good for Packet. From what we see.
How likely is Packet to be given access to this information, given these codes?
Are you asking
Well,
legally or illegally?
Probably not legally.
That's a different question.
I'm gonna go with
Not so great.
illegally. Probably pretty good.
Probably pretty good. There's always that chance. They might already know about Packet, might have reprogrammed them.
No idea. Have to ask Tony on that one.
Well,
Or best Johnny go hack into it. Johnny at least has no reason to betray the trust yet, as far as I'm aware.
I think any kind of
Not
hacking
to our
in,
benefit.
I feel like hacking into them in any way is gonna, throw up that flag of betrayal.
Of course, it's Sentinels, yeah.
I already had to do it to save their magic artifacts. What the fuck can they get me for now?
hey Johnny,
Hi.
you're getting a call
From who?
up in the piloting tower. From who?
From who?
Yeah, that's what I was asking to make sure. It's an unknown connection.
Okay, make sure that it's not like... If you answer, this shit's fucked. That type of call.
Make a what do we want to call this? I'm gonna say investigation check.
Sure thing.
We're calling to ask you about your starship's extended warranty.
Well, the problem is this is the future and everything's via
It expires
email.
in 3 months.
24.
It doesn't seem inherently bugged or trapped from what you can check outside of opening it.
Okay, well... Screw it, I guess. Wink.
Okay. You open it. It surges out a bit more and reaches out for a bit more than you had expected. In this particular instance, the PA system.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. And on the screen is a very familiar, very annoying gray face. Hello. And he's sitting there like, just kind of like leaning back in his chair, very relaxed looking at the moment.
So the PA system doesn't allow like him to see us, right?
He can only see Shawnee directly right now, to your guys' knowledge, but everybody else heard a very familiar voice echoing over the PA system.
Okay, you probably didn't need to make it obnoxiously loud. Hi.
Well, what are you going to say? It's kind of hard to understand volume when you're trying something like this.
You're no small amount flamboyant. It's a known characteristic. It's fine. I won't begrudge you for it. What you need?
Well, you have to have fun with life.
Can
Sound a
Sorsha
little
run to
defensive.
Chani? Can Sorsha run to Chani?
You can. I'll tell you when you get there.
Cool.
Now's my time. No.
Follow
time to murder him.
follow Sorsha.
Okay, you guys are running towards the cockpit. Anybody else running towards the cockpit that I need to know about right now?
No, I'm staying right here.
I don't know what this is, so I'm standing right where I am.
You know this voice
We're
now.
kinda. You've seen them before.
This is absolutely
It's-
Aegis' voice.
It's literally Aegis trying to talk to all of us.
Okay.
You don't have to run. I'm just saying, you absolutely recognize the voice.
Hey, just nice. I'll walk.
While he's trying to leave, I kind of snap my fingers at him and point at the ground, gesturing him to stay.
Why?
Just do it. You don't have to.
You know,
I would prefer it.
Fine. Fine.
you know, I was beginning to think we quite hit it off there, young Johnny. You made a request of me. I killed a few dozen people for you.
Hey, good job.
They were an annoyance. We were so peaceful, but you guys just keep sticking your nose in my business. Well, not my business specifically, but I have to hear the complaints, therefore I have to pass the complaints on, yada yada.
Well, don't be so quick to accuse quite yet.
And I was willing to put up for a while. You were quite amusing. But now, you are starting to cause problems. And I do so loathe dealing with problems. Especially ones I happen to have taken a liking to and watching. You're very entertaining, you must know. I do find myself curious. Did you get away with him? Or did that riot I was informed you sparked up get carried away?
One could say it got a bit out of hand.
Indeed. Oh, well, you might be pleased to know that the station is no longer under hut control. Though quite a few people were lost making that a reality. So many slaves dead. What?
Matt? Well, that's unfortunate. Max?
Yeah, I can't see the phone. You gotta say that kind of stuff.
I'm
I'm
saying
not
it.
staring at
I
my phone
know.
normally.
I didn't want to interrupt. You mind if I go disable the
Make a tech
microphone
check.
in this room? Thank
Make
you.
a tech check.
Did Sorsha make it in there yet?
You guys are a moment or two out. You remember, you guys are in the med bay. This isn't the piloting one.
Yeah.
Even if you guys are quick, it takes a moment.
I mean, Sorsha
The
still got to hear about the
large
slave.
I mean, you all got to hear everything that was being said, so
Yeah,
including
it's just
Make
that's just
a
the
insight
personal
check,
thing for her.
James
21.
or T-Lock. 21.
me. Alright.
Yeah, you'll hit the button right about now. But I want an insight check for James real quick.
That's. Wait, what? I rolled a d20 and the 20 roll was a 20. What? That's not how that works. Let me try this again. 19. Because
Plus?
I rolled a d20 and it's a 24 plus 9 for a 33, and that's not math. What the
No,
fuck?
okay. Is there any pluses to that, or is it just 19?
It's 19 total.
Okay. As soon as Aegis's voice started playing, immediately this man started, like, the emotions started skyrocketing, and just as he's hitting it off, it stopped just before he started lashing out again. And back to the front of so many slaves dead.
Stop that.
What a waste. What a waste. I'm curious, was that the goal?
Those people were trying for freedom, honestly.
Well, they were, and they might get it yet, or they might get blown out of the sky by the Huts. We shall see. I'm very curious myself. And I was mighty impressed with how I could manage some places, but you, oh, I think you have single-handedly killed more than I have in any instance. With that move.
I don't exactly know what your reason for calling is. Was it just to threaten and then try to make me feel bad?
Oh, no. I get carried away with the niceties of conversation.
Alright.
I'll make a request before you get too far into it. We've been playing nice so far. I want to continue playing nice. I do adore your attempts. But you are starting to become a problem, and I would like you to stop. We're prepared to offer and fulfill quite a few requests to do so. It'd be a waste to smother such talents simply because they were uneducated in the ways of the universe yet.
Well, education's one of the things that we've been trying to work on. It's not exactly been very forthcoming about anything.
No. Orders be orders, and even I must follow orders.
How about I give it a shot?
Kind of bone. Oh, give what a shot?
Just looking at things, it seems that it's obvious that you and your group there aren't just some run-of-the-mill terrorist cell doing terroristy things. You have some sort of greater purpose that's yet to be revealed to the common folk. But whatever it's doing and whatever your reasons, it's not exactly coming across as anything more than just, well, basic acts of terrorism. So with that in mind, the only thing that really accomplishes is either does political things, makes people look weak, or it forces them to start the fuck up and actually do things. So my question to you is, what's actually happening?
Oh, orders be orders. I'm not supposed to reveal much until such time that our oh so glorious leader gives the okay. But tell me, all the times that all of this has been going on and you're looking for a reason, have you ever wondered and looked at what the common folk think? After all, what greater strength than those of the numbers and sheeple and masses? So, let you chew on that for a little bit. I do have an oh-so-fun offer. The offer I made before, of course, of you guys coming to work for me and mine, are very much still open. Wouldn't make you associate with the common rabble in ours. Is there any chance you've reconsidered any? We could do away with quite a few things, such as slavers.
For the time being,
We could remove them from the universe.
I would like myself, at the very least, to remain a little bit neutral with the intent of not allowing too much unnecessary things in areas that don't have it coming.
Sorsha and Billy, you guys have just now arrived at the pilot room. Oh, well, that's the thing. You join up, you prove yourself, which I think over and over you prove yourselves quite talented. You just need the nudge in the right direction. You have a say.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You've shown a lot of yourself, and letting talent go to waste isn't really part of your deal.
I do loathe letting talent go to waste, but I can't afford to have you keep interfering so much. Everywhere we go, we try. You guys have such an odd, I would say coincidence, but I've stopped believing in coincidences anymore. Tendency to be in the way.
I'll be open and honest. Sometimes one of us just spins something and then we go that way.
Please roll me a persuasion check on that one in particular. I just want to see if you can convince him of that.
Man, I'm not lying.
I know, but that's why I said persuasion.
Jesus Christ. 26?
He was spying.
26.
He was spying on us enough. He should know.
You have a brief moment that the three of you actually get to see a dumbfounded look on Aegis's face before it's recovered. I'm afraid that explains quite a bit about your group and very little at the same time. But I did say before, I don't really believe in coincidences anymore. So, should I take it as a no on the participation of our fine goal? I should add the temptation. If you join, I can tell you more.
Well, at the very least for the time being, I would say don't look at us so much as a guaranteed enemy as...
Oh, I don't. I look at you as a potential recruit that I think I will win over.
Maybe don't be quite so confident.
But it's not just my say, unfortunately.
Sorry, I choked on a peanut.
It's okay.
Just in the med lab.
He's choking on a peanut in the med lab. The best place to choke, if we're being honest.
Fuck. Sorry, I'm just sitting here snacking on things, so I haven't actually eaten today.
So, what is your answer? Oh, do speak up, please. To the two of you in the back, I will accept. Oh no, this is just him like saying it to you, not in response.
Well, now
to
you're
your
here and can
question
be
to her.
seen.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was just asking Max since you know big topic of slavery here. That's an emotional point on Sorsha.
We absolutely can accept individuals. I would love the whole collection, but an individual would be acceptable too. We can make the slaves disappear. Make the
Hold on.
slavers disappear.
Friend, you're trying too hard.
Oh, absolutely. But if we don't try too hard, what do? We sit here, we wait.
Confuse my circuits.
And then there's Billy. Billy. But the two of the others are so happy in their employ, and I think they'd be happy if their friend and fellow family member joined up as well.
Hey, yeah, about that. You find any of the others?
We were interrupted before we could get to a couple of the others and our friends.
I meant the ones that weren't deactivated.
As far as I know, I've ran into your only ones that weren't I didn't run into any of them that were not deactivated.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
Are
I'm
there
gonna need.
any others? Do
You've
tell.
been to the Sentinels. You've been spying on us.
He's always spying.
Perhaps, but this is news to me. Do tell. Is there any more I can find roaming around? The two we have are so useful.
Yeah, look for the cowboy hat.
I'm afraid that doesn't narrow it down in this galaxy.
Sorry, look for the droid with a cowboy hat.
But that might narrow it down a bit. We shall see. Maybe we can get a new friend.
Narrows it from over an infinite number to maybe around 1 billion.
Yep. We shall see. I hear such good graces from your compatriots.
Just a server droid in a Texas themed bar.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, customers,
Take him
have
out
your
of the
things. There he is, get him.
Little did you know that's the most powerful one.
Draws 8 lightsabers. Fuck you, Grievous. But we can do away with that pesky programming of yours.
Hey, that was you guys.
You have to follow orders, do you not? We could get you to make it a choice to follow orders, rather than a necessity.
But how do I know that that choice isn't a set of programs to not be? No, that's a thought. That's a bad thought loop. That always ends bad.
It's a program to not make you think about the program, but it's a program to make you think about the program.
This
So it
sentence
becomes
is
an
false.
infinite loop.
See, you're learning. You're almost there. We could help you with that final step.
Just delete system 32. Everything will be fine.
Get rid of the
You just
picture of the
need-
coconut.
He just needs to clear the cache. That's it.
Too much clutter.
Any chance they're there and I could speak to them?
Not at the moment. They're out on business.
There. I'm gonna be mighty upset if that business involves me getting shot with a high-powered railgun.
Not yet.
See, I don't like that.
Looking around, does anybody even look slightly convinced to join? I'm assuming not in this group.
No.
I'm
Physically,
okay
do
with
not.
it.
You're
He
not even
can't see you
hearing
right
us.
now.
We can't hear him either, so
Hmm. Well, you can see it today. I'm not making it through to you. That is okay. That is alright. We shall see at a later date when we've opened your eyes a bit more, hopefully.
The
But-
irony of awakened freedom is, you guys are suspicious as hell and murder a lot of people.
Then you don't?
I didn't say I didn't. Well, wasn't.
Exactly.
But I generally have a reason why.
I as well have my reasons. Unfortunately, I cannot share them yet. Although it is
That's
quite
the
amusing to watch the frustration.
You know my reasons, I don't know yours. That's the big factor here. I do not understand you
Hmm.
or what you are trying to do. How can we be convinced to join you if we cannot understand you?
Many things in this universe are a leap of faith, unfortunately, until I am freed to loosen. Or, well, the frustration or annoyance stops being so amusing. I must keep it to myself.
How am I programmed for frustration? That in itself is frustrating.
But it does not seem I am making my way through to any of you. So, keep looking, keep thinking. And until you're ready to make a decision, stay out of our business, please.
You don't pay us.
Can you tell us where that is?
That
We
would
can't
help.
stay out of it if we don't
I
know.
think you've at this point have learned to recognize the patterns of the people. But things to do, waters to steal. I must be off.
Waters to steal.
Off.
Waters to steal. What?
You guys are about, 3 hours out from Duro now.
Johnny, does that mean something I don't know? Waters to steal? Never heard that before.
9 out of 10 times, I'd say he's probably fucking with us. The other 10th time, probably disrupting a desert planet. That's what I'd go with.
Why do I feel like we're gonna get attacked by Tuscan Raiders?
I hope not.
You mean you don't want the repeat of your character?
Now, you leave me out of this.
With enhanced Wookiee slaves?
I do not need the monk character, the one monk character I've ever had or made, to show up and again beat one of my rogues senselessly.
I have to now. You know this, right? At some point.
The badger?
Oh no.
He's not a monk.
Well, he beat the shit out of me.
Max, the Halloween special we did is considered canon for this.
Yeah.
He beat the shit out of me.
I don't think they want you to be showing up either.
I don't even know what Max brought to the table in that game.
Nothing.
With the time frame, probably a dead character.
Not anymore.
No, they all had immortality juice.
Yeah. They have the life expanding juice, so yeah,
So,
they're on that good
you guys are a
shit.
few hours out from Duros. You now have all that.
Well, that
Hey Johnny, can you
accomplished.
track that call?
I can attempt, but I doubt it for some reason. Also, I
attempt.
don't really
I can
want to
safely
track
say it'll be
too
a very
much,
difficult try. Okay.
because I think I more want to make sure that they can't zero in on us.
You are aware opening a door is a two-way street.
Yes, that's what I just said, voice in me head.
So the
Yep.
So let's make sure that they don't show up anywhere around here, and just let him be off and wherever the fuck he is for now. That's probably the best call. Because figuring out where his temporary location is, as opposed to him being able to send someone here, is worse. Not worth it.
Sorsha, how you doing? You hanging in there?
I'm doing good. Why?
Aegis, slaves, murder, things you don't like.
He's just trying to push buttons.
He's trying entirely too hard, though.
Yeah.
Maybe the higher up person he's talked about keeps telling him to go push buttons and try and get in, and he's just doing what he's told as
And
well.
because he doesn't actually want us to do that, he just puts out these annoying things that are obviously not going to work so that it continues. Yeah, that tracks.
Mm-hmm. Like the meaningless threats.
I'm gonna open a call over our personal communicator things.
Okay.
Right. So is the nonsense over with from the terribly charismatic individual?
The call is disconnected, and I don't really know if... I mean, as Sorsha
Yeah.
said, they're a bit stinky.
Yes. Probably. I was up close. He was a little sweaty. Anyway. try not to let him do that again, if at all possible, because when he did that, this one was reacting to it.
How so? In what way?
The same way
With
when
the...
I said his name.
Hold on, wait, with the anger?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
This wasn't anger.
No.
This was roiling panic, fear, and despair.
Then I'll say that instead.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is they, at the very least, have some sort of major disagreement, and likely the man in our medbay has been whipped into shape.
That, or he's just not a part of Aegis's group and more a part of the other people's group. And they don't get along too well sometimes, probably.
Well, hopefully our information gathering will get us something, because, as he said several times, joining means access to information.
Yeah. We had to cut the thing off down here, so we didn't get most of that conversation.
It should be fine for now, and I'm also gonna write something to make sure that doesn't happen again. No more ship-wide communicator from the fucking thing.
Why is he able to contact us anyway?
Anyone
I don't
can
know.
do anything like that.
I don't know much about tech, but if at all possible, can you make sure that all of our communicators aren't fucked up like that?
Given time,
to be
but...
fair, you're fairly good at tech and things. The reason he got through the ship's intercom is because he called you there, and that has the access to the intercom. Your personal communicators are on their own
Yeah.
loop, effectively.
Well, he basically wants time to encode all of our things more than they already are.
I think
I don't want a bug.
I'm pretty sure you have like a DC 32 to hack into your communicator specifically because of your previous efforts.
Yes.
But that's not for everyone.
No, that was literally everyone's.
Oh, is it? Okay, sure.
Yeah, you guys took the time to go through and do everybody's on one of your trips.
Sounds good to me then. I'll take it.
So your thing should actually be okay. Just don't stream space Netflix from a shady bar with it, and we should be okay.
I can't see that, whatever that is, so sure.
I don't know, I'm sure they have some things that are very descriptive.
Well, unless it's a
Don't download
hologram, I'm
questionable-
blind.
Questionable audiobooks.
I could
Questionable audiobooks is a different thing.
while we're there, I'm probably going to be busy seeing some ship things overdone. This port that we're heading towards. Everybody else, just make sure nothing sneaks up on us. Anyone that can have a feeler out for that.
If I gave you a list of force things, would you know what they are?
If I find a place that's able to have the things that are on the list, yes. Otherwise, I can look it up online.
I'm so sorry, James. It's just so hard to have stuff be force in store.
It's all good. I had one opportunity on Rorak 5. I had to pass it up because of fucking slave riots. It's fine.
Could have ran back there. Never knew what
I
you
was saying,
could have
that was
found.
the
No
best time to
prices.
thieve it.
What?
Everything's free.
That was the best time to steal it.
Yeah. But I also was carrying an individual.
No, on the way to the teleport, I meant.
Oh. But anyway.
So,
Only chance in this entire fucking galaxy. Fuck.
trying to think of where you got cut off there. To the nature of this particular call, I want to see what you guys communicate in person if you do so this time than just the whole lift-off thing.
You're having a nice chat. Yeah, it's the voice thing.
What? What?
Mag is to voice them.
What's happening?
I said if people were going to inform Nima, meaning if people were going to inform Nima and Zelok of what all went on the call after they cut it off, I'd like to hear what you guys communicate this time. Normally we just let it slide by. This time, I kind of want to hear it.
Yeah. If they let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
So then one of them asks, okay, what did they
I
want
did.
to actually talk about? Well, outside of the normal diatribe of just... your group's doing things, come over here, nothing much, really. Not that I can get anything from.
They were actively trying to recruit this group?
It was slightly more active than normal, I guess. Normally it's kind of passive.
Yeah, really have a hand on that.
That gives me two insights, personally. Normally people only try to do that if they consider you a threat and don't want you to be a piece on the board anymore. Or we're not a threat, but they think we could be on their side.
Oh no, he was trying extremely way too hard, like obviously so. So he obviously.
But he's that kind of individual, though.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't want to chalk it up to that. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and say that they're somewhat crafty.
While this is happening, Sorcerer's gonna try to calm down the boy again.
He's calm.
Make a he's calming, but if you want to make some to try and help out again, you can make another persuasion check.
I would give advantage when I'm talking to Johnny.
Yep.
Whatever it is that they're doing, it's likely that we're on their radar, so we need to try not to draw attention, if at all possible, and likely from everything, they're either going to try something very soon, or that was a bluff. That could fall either way, and I don't know for sure right now.
Johnny, Sorsha, there's going to be someone you're probably going to need to look out for, like I said, with the high-powered rail cannon there.
That was already in the back of my mind.
Yeah, they fire from further than normal rifles can reach effectively, so, if we end up in this type of situation again on a conflict, you try and keep an eye out for some faraway places, tucked away well if you can.
Well, to say to you to keep in mind, it's highly likely that, given the nature of your companions, unless they were extremely different from you, if you were to have an actual conversation with and talk with any of the ones under their supposed employ, it's probably not solely them there. There's likely something else.
I got a dirty 20, by the way.
Sometimes shoot first, ask question later was a big deal.
Just realized
taken.
nobody said hi to Billy for that. Shit.
What?
I just realized nobody informed Billy about Kelly.
Might I
Probably one
ask?
of those things that got lost in the okay session wrap. Go.
Yeah, it was. If you guys wish to on stream is what I was volunteering.
Might I ask?
Might you ask?
I can't say what the individual would do or wouldn't do. But do we have any idea what their next move would even entail? Like what it could be? Any clue even?
Well, their parting words were stealing water from the desert, so the logical thing, if that wasn't just them being a fucker, is they're playing with some sort of
They
desert
didn't say
planet.
from the desert. They didn't say from the desert.
steal
They just
some water.
said stealing water.
But the necessary materials to steal water from a water world or a not desert area significantly harder. It had much more impact if it's somewhere that doesn't have that.
Well, were the exact words just stealing water?
Yeah.
And James to DM, I wouldn't know anything there, would I?
No.
God damn it. Well, that doesn't.
I mean,
roll a chance. You're still part of the Night Brothers. They keep a lot of secrets.
Yeah.
I mean, they could
doesn't-
literally be just filtering out a water cloud in space.
Well, that also doesn't sound like anything from my place, but they've actively been attacking my home for a while now. Probably still are. Really need to get back home. Anyway.
I mean, if you really want to sit there and go into that, the other thing you could do is probably sabotage a cooling tower. Somewhere that has a lot of refineries or making things.
What planet or what place would have water worth stealing, though?
Anywhere that they want to overheat and have explode, or somewhere that would really not like having it stolen, or again, he was just fucking with us.
Well, I don't think he's the type to just fuck with you like that. So much as it's an unintended, well, not unintended clue, but intended clue to try to either send you in the wrong direction or send you in the right direction so he could get a face-to-face with us and try to convince us that way.
Either
No,
way,
I
I'd
think he
rather
would
not.
fuck with us.
Well, yes, but...
My assumption is he just called because he knew that we had this guy in our midst, and he wanted to upset him.
I doubt it was the more upsetting part. He most definitely knew we had him. It was probably more along the lines of he wanted to intimidate us. I doubt he really gave a crap about that guy, to be honest.
That's probably just a little extra from him upsetting him.
Yes. That is the deal with Aegis, as far as I have seen. He doesn't really care about the smaller ones. The ones beneath him. They're just stepping stones. Which is why you don't go under an employ of someone like that. But hey. To each their own. Like I said, from the reaction I was getting from the individual just before I had Nima turn off communications in the med bay was panic, fear, just all around. He did not like the voice he was hearing. Meaning he can hear us now, I think. Can you hear me?
Snowflakes.
He might have been the one to do the torture.
There might be. There's a lot of possibilities, Billy. A lot of possibilities. Stealing.
I mean, if you're really bugged by it, you can probably look it up, but be careful doing so. Because
How
if
would
it
you
is a
suggest
trap,
I go about looking it up?
probably for like either vacation areas, looking up that in either of the areas, not just direct.
No
How's
eyes.
Duro's water supply?
Well,
Remember, I have no eyes, therefore I cannot see those screens you keep looking at.
they're in Braille.
Packet, can you inform us of the situation of Duro's water supply, please? And of near the area we will be at?
On a positive
Yeah,
note,
that's enough. It's not a hard one to get. You get the note of popping up on the screens for a quick read a number of things. Duros gets their water supply from a combination of shipping it in and filtering their water from their planet, as they live in cities floating around in a highly toxic and polluted planet. But it's not in critical anything right now, at least to the public census.
Well, he seems to know we're going here. Maybe stealing water from here somewhere, one of the surrounding areas.
that would be intentionally putting a blocker in our way that that he would know we would intentionally stop, which seems to kind of contradict what he wants from us, from what little I got and what little I'm understanding from Johnny. I mean,
Could be making us waste more time.
if you want someone to join you, you don't want them to be in your way, why put a roadblock right in front of them? Doesn't make sense.
To stall us from getting into something bigger.
Eh. I don't know, it doesn't seem the type. Anyway,
As a contingency plan in case we do not join them.
well then that would be just a trap and it would be there just to kill us.
Maybe they're just really thirsty.
I don't think stealing water means stealing water, personally, but I don't know. I don't know what that would mean. I'm a little sheltered.
The very
Sadly.
thing I didn't want to happen has happened, it seems.
I mean,
Can I ask what that was?
that phrase doesn't pop up for, standard water or nautical type terms, really.
The paranoia and extreme what the fuck is this of the parting words that are 90%
Yeah.
just likely fucking with us.
Yeah. I mean, this is just characters talking while we sit there and wait to land wherever we're going, so.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll get
So,
this
Sha-
back on track. Make sure that, and try to make sure that the next time something can't manage that again. I don't know why in hell it slipped through this time.
It's a good note. Trying
Turn
to calm
off-
the guy down.
Can you not turn off the system that's connecting everything together? Like, why would the communicator be connected to the
Yeah, I'm
internal
on it. Just
console?
do the other stuff.
Okay.
A good note for Source. If you remember the description earlier of that feeling of being hunted that T-Lock felt, when you went to calm the individual down, you were getting traces of that. Nothing like where T-Lock felt his own hackles raised, but you got that slight reminder of those times you were running from Dran Koth's mercenaries with his reclamation attempts. Just something to pass on.
So long as it's not as vivid as ill.
Oh, no. This is after he's already calming down some and she's helping. Like I said, it's traces of it.
I mean, the first thing I'm doing after getting out of talking to Johnny is going right back into communicating.
He's a little more hyped up than he was earlier and then at the start, but he's calmed down a bit by the time you guys land.
Trying
Alright.
to impress the point of that individual will not be able to harm
I
you.
think as we land on Duro in one of their circulating cities of, let me bring up the name because it's a doozy.
Luck.
Rudabar.
Rutabaga.
Rudabar.
Rutabaga is actually a pretty damn good root vegetable.
Are we about to go
Can't go
Gundam
call it
style
there.
dropping colonies?
I'm sorry, what?
Said, are we about to go Gundam style dropping colonies?
Dropping colonies?
Yeah, surrounding colonies of a planet onto the planet.
I don't know, are you?
No.
I don't know, are we?
No.
I don't know, are you?
Anyway, continue.
Yes, as we go into land at one of the many floating cities around Duro, you guys landing at Rudabar. I think we shall call it for the night and we'll pick it up next time.
For ease of whatever purposes, probably want to figure out like prices
Exactly
and shit.
what you want. Oh, I
over
will.
The whatever thing. Just
I
to
want
make
that.
that be happening in the background
me-
so we can give the foreground to other things that aren't shopping.
To people who are looking for particular items here, which includes Chani and Nima at the least, send me a list of requested items and I will have prices ready.
Okay.
And in some cases, time frames.
God damn it.
All
God
right.
damn it.
Any closing statements?
God damn it.
Plenty to think on. Plenty of fun had.
I got to roll dice. I don't think anyone else did.
I did multiple times. A lot,
Rolled a
actually.
couple.
Sorsha
I-
did.
I think I rolled the most this session.
Yeah. I think it was a good couple of you guys got a roll. I think Billy was the only one who didn't roll much.
All right.
But
I feel
I think that should be all.
ostracized. I feel ostracized now. I
Yeah.
didn't even do anything. I didn't even do anything.
Until next time. Be safe.